We live.
Yo, 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 it's the Xbox Ghost Kaleidoscope. Back up in this motherfucker with the Direct Deck Show, minus the fraud. And it's a brand new year, 2018. And we're going to take this motherfucker by storm. Know what I'm saying? As I said in the video this past week, we're going to grab the bull by the horns. Know what I'm saying? We ain't joking this time. And I got a couple of members on the panel here with me. Mr. Intro Media himself, Mr. 100. Yo, introduce yourself to everybody.
What's up with everybody, man? You already know this is 100 Intro Media Gaming, man. It's a new year. We're gonna take this shit over like the Hiroshima bomb. We're taking over countries, states, cities, counties, and sit back and happy new year to all the real gamers out there.
Word up, man. Well said. And we also got the Mr. Triple Cup Chuck himself. Yo, introduce yourself to everybody, man.
Man, what's good with you? I'm up in here. You heard me? It's your boy Triple Cup Chuck, and I'm up. I'm ready to talk about some games. I'm ready to play some games. I've been on a hiatus for a while. Now we back in here. You heard me? Let's get it.
That's what's up, man. And it's been a hell of a new year. I mean, for everybody out there, definitely, I'm hoping everybody had a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. You know what I'm saying? Um, and, there's only three of us for now. You know what I'm saying? Maybe some more cats will jump in later. But of course, people have lives. You know what I'm saying? People got to take care of business. Some people chilling with their families. Some people actually out working right now. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes shit just happens. You know what I'm saying? But either way, we back up in this motherfucker. And there's been a lot of news articles popping up this past week. You know what I'm saying? And I would say like one of the biggest ones though was with Digital Foundry. All right. I actually saw a video yesterday and whatnot, yesterday morning about comparing the Xbox One X patch of Redout, right? I'm thinking that's what the game is called, Redout, with the PlayStation 4 Pro patch. And they basically stated, you know what I'm saying, that the Xbox One X ran at 1080p, just like the Pro, you know what I'm saying, and that it had frame rate issues. Now, the actual developers came out that afternoon, yesterday afternoon, stating that there was actually pending legal action against them because that was a flat out lie. A flat out lie, all right? Pending legal action and whatnot, because supposedly they even went to another set of people in order to test it out because they know what they did. They know the patch runs at 4K. So they went to another person to analyze the shit, and the people said, yo, this shit is 4K. So what was Digital Foundry putting out there? I mean, I've always known, we basically always call it digital fuckery because we always think they're full of shit anyway. You know what I'm saying? Most of their stuff is clickbait. You know what I'm saying? And so basically, what do you think about this stuff, man? Let me go with you, 100. What do you think about all this shit happening with digital fuckery?
Oh, they got caught with their pants down. They try. I don't know what's their issue, what's their vendetta, but it is what it is. I tell people don't even click on their site. I don't even know what make them a super, graphics frame per second group. Anything. They don't show you. My thing is you shouldn't make a you shouldn't be looking at betas. If you're gonna look at betas, look at it on all three major consoles and on PC.
Exactly.
Do it if you're gonna do it. Just don't do it just for this. It's like you're trying to force the issue, whereas no issue. It runs motherfucking better off the X right there. Everything runs better. But I like how the developer came out and called bullshit. Like I'm allergic to bullshit. You're not going to put our game down. We know our game ain't checkerboarded. It's not doing this and doing that. Now they came out with a bullshit ass apology, saying they're going to redo it, but it runs. It's the Xbox One X doesn't run. The version still don't run as smooth as the PlayStation 4 Pro. What does it have to do with the Pro? These people saying that you consider their game on the Xbox One X, the PlayStation shouldn't have nothing to do with this. You lied and said that the game that they put their hard on, money and time, and you just shitted on them. And then when they had another company call bullshit on them too, I hope this other company or other companies come out here and, the RAM that Digital Foundry in, they start having YouTube channels and they start breaking down with Digital Foundry. Like, you know what? I don't know what they're seeing, but this is what are we seeing, and show how they're doing it. Digital Foundry really never. I don't know because I ain't never watched their channel if they did or not. On how they taking these specs. You know, my thing is why you just can't get the system and then you hook your hardware up. They're trying to take raw footage and try to count frames per second.
Yeah, even from the E3s, it's like taking the E3 trailers and analyzing them. I'm like, really?
Yeah, so that don't make no sense.
Yeah, you right on all accounts,
So,
man. Right on all accounts, and especially you know, other developers that also called them out. Know what I'm saying? Because they had checked out the latest patch, right, for what PUBG. Know what I'm saying? Which is in beta form, all right, because it is a game preview game, and they actually when they reviewed it on their channel about the latest patch, they ain't even have the latest patch. They was using the previous patch, and the developers called them out on it. All right, so these dudes, it seems like they're doing so much shit just to slang shit at the Xbox console, at the Xbox One X. All right, and then even then, you know what I'm saying? These guys finally said that the frame rate for Red Out was over 3,800 or 3,200. That's almost native 4K. They said 90% to 100%. That's 4K most of the fucking time. All right, that's a big fucking huge leap. Twice the fucking power of the PS4 Pro that's running at 1080. All right. And they used to make big issues of these fucking games back in the day when it was 900p versus 1080p. We're talking 180p's, people. All right. This is over 2,000. All right. 2,000, man. And they said they saw a noticeable difference before. Now, dude, it's a fucking Grand Canyon of a difference. Either way, let me go to you, Chuck. What do you think about all this digital fuckery bullshit?
Man, they getting their issue right now. This the best thing that could have happened to them. Because all the stuff that they've been doing with the like the beta games and stuff like that, at least if they're gonna say if they're gonna do it a beta, they could say, hey, this is a beta game. We getting the analogy on, but the way they word it and the way they say it, they try to make people think that that's what the final product gonna be. And then by the time they do correct it, or if it's in progress, by the time they do correct it, the damage is already done. So a person that's making the game, you know what I'm saying, that actually hurting them. So that's like what they call that? It's like it's a crime or a criminal when you violate somebody's character or something like that, where they
defamation of character, defamation of character.
Yeah, that's pretty much all thing that Digital Foundry doing. So they need to take their lick right now because they got a lot of games that they could have actually did better, but by them talking down, or they probably kill sales or whatever like that. So Digital Foundry do need to take a nice little L for the stuff that they doing. I mean, it ain't just no Xbox or PlayStation thing. It's just, you know what I'm saying, they messing over developers in general.
Exactly, dude.
Just for
that
being
hurts their bottom line.
Right, just for being clickbait ish or whatever you want to call it. Just for the stuff that they do is terrible. And I don't like it one bit.
No, I know. I'm glad they got called out though, man. A lot more developers need to step up and call these motherfuckers out on everything that they do, man. Cause they some shady motherfuckers, yo. You know what I'm saying? Because I be seeing them videos where, I'm saying, the 180p from before, know what I'm saying, 900 to 1080, they made a big issue of that shit. And now you got the X running over 2,000 P's over what the fucking Pro is doing. And they're like, oh, well, it looks just as good as on the Pro. Really? Really? Get the fuck out of here, yo.
Right, we need a second opinion. That's what we really need. Somebody as them.
And then like we pointed out, I pointed out PUBG, right? It's in game preview, all right? They're still working on the game. It's basically a beta, all right? You know what I'm saying? Where we're supporting the developers to help them do the game, right? Because that's basically what game preview is. They also got it on Steam, right? Steam early access and whatnot. And that's a beta that's on the Xbox One, right? And on the X, which they fucking did, I don't know how many videos on it already. And there was a beta that came out on the PlayStation 4, which was Monster Hunter World, which is exclusive to the PlayStation 4. And I have not seen one fucking video on that shit, yo.
Gonna see
that's some shady shit, yo.
Because they're not gonna see it because they don't want to put nothing down. They don't want to put down the, you know what I'm saying, the beneath of the PlayStation. Like the PlayStation can't do no wrong.
Sounds like somebody getting paid under the table.
somebody getting some partying gifts around this motherfucker, but balance, and they don't want to do it that way. I mean, people, gaming journalism is dead because everybody click, and they gotta eat, and I figure that's how they feel like they're gonna eat. But see, that's a European company too, and I don't know what's all the hate against Microsoft, and all this other stuff. Microsoft been innovative from day one.
Yeah.
And Sony VR, the motherfucker don't sell for shit.
And a lot of those games are experiences. When they finally do a game, come talk to me.
Yeah, so I'm like, you guys gotta, it's like nobody want to keep it real, give nobody no break. It's just crazy out there, what I'm saying, in these gaming streets, how you say Monster Hunter don't get nothing. That's a closed beta. That's a closed beta, and they do it, but you want to give might as well say an open, but you got to pay for it. But know what? They complain about that. Everybody pay PUBG, and you got to pay $30 for it. I didn't see the PC guys complain for early access at all. And it's not like it's forced on you. You can wait.
Exactly.
You want to wait, and you say, "Hey, I'm ready to wait till the game come out." You can wait till the game come out. But it's people buying this game.
People buying and they playing this game, yo. I mean, we was in the room earlier and shit. Everybody in the fucking party I saw after a while was playing PUBG. I'm like, damn. It's like 6, 7 motherfuckers on PUBG. And then all those dudes winning those chicken dinners. It's like that means they hit #1. That's what's up.
See the thing about it, they always, anytime Xbox got them a golden goose on their side, they always got to throw like a little monkey throwing shit on it or something. I mean, it's been going on for so long, it's ridiculous. From Titanfall, the first Titanfall, what I'm saying, Quantum Break, Tomb Raider. Anytime Xbox get their hands on exclusive or a time exclusive, anytime that they got the light shining on them in the good aspect, they always got to find something to nitpick at them or try to down talk it about. It never fails, and it's crazy because what I'm saying, they spend so much time doing that, and they don't know they actually hurt their own brand. Like with Digital Foundry, wait, soon as another company come out, they could do the exact same thing as Digital Foundry, and then then get the same recognition. Then Digital Foundry gonna be obsolete. It's gonna be gone because now you got another opinion probably gonna give you, what I'm saying, the raw and uncut stuff. Right, just because they know that's the link that's missing, and that's what's gonna kill Digital Foundry, and that's gonna either make them do their job correctly where they supposed to do it. Then the opinion pieces is not their channel. Their channel is not a opinion piece for them to give their opinions. It's more just about stating cold facts and numbers. The numbers don't lie. That's all they have to do. All this stuff like tampering with evidence and stuff like that, messing up the crime scene because, what I'm saying, the Xbox X games is killing the PlayStation 4 Pro. They don't got to do all that. Just let it be what it is. I'm saying? They've been doing it for the last 3 years. I'm saying? Just if it's better, it's better. I'm saying? Don't try to down it so you can make and nerf it, try to make it sound like it's good and it's even when it's a noticeable difference. When people could put their own 2 eyes and just see is a big difference. It ain't like you got to take a magnifying glass and slow down the frames to try to see how many frames going in a second and using this thousands of dollars of a machine or equipment to try to analyze the game. No, this is something that you could just see with your own 2 eyes. You even got to have 20/20 vision to notice this here.
Yeah. I mean, dude, I could put up any game from the X that has an X patch against any PlayStation 4 Pro patched game. And the X basically outshines them, dude. Gears 4 is a perfect example. Put Gears 4 next to Horizon Zero Dawn. All right? It makes Horizon look like shit. All right, people? All right? Because the resolution difference is over 2,000 P's of difference, people. All right? That runs natively in 4K. I mean, put fucking Forza Motorsport 7, native 4K at 60 frames per fucking second, people. You know what I'm saying? Halo 5 Guardians, phenomenal, yo. It makes fucking Killzone look like it was done on the NES, people. All right? That's how fucking good these games look on the X. Even fucking Rise of the Tomb Raider. Rise of the Tomb Raider looks better than the PC version. The souped up PC version, the X version makes the PC version look like crap. Because it looks better than PC, and the Pro, it looks better than the Pro by a fucking landslide, though. By a landslide. So yet, these motherfuckers like doing that narrative and whatnot. They're basically catering to the fanboys. It's like, oh, well, we have a blade of grass more than what you do on yours. Come on, man. That's that shit with Grand Theft Auto and shit back in the day in the 360 era and shit. Oh, it got more grass. But yet, there was a better frame rate and everything ran smoother and looked better on the 360. All right? And last generation, everybody knows for a fact that's a hardcore gamer, all right, that actually own multiple consoles, that fucking all third-party games look better on the 360. All right? The only thing that looked better on the PlayStation 3 were the first-party games. But then again, and I'm interject here, put a game out like fucking Gears Judgment or even Halo 4. And that shit made a lot of PlayStation 3 exclusive games look like crap. Like crap, yo. Because when my cousin came over to see Halo 4 and shit, his mind was fucking blown. He was like, oh, shit, damn. I was like, yup, this is the 360, bro. You know what I'm saying? But yet the narrative last generation that everything was better on PS3. No, it wasn't, man. Most of the people that fucking played on PS3 knew the difference. Especially like all the narrative now of, oh, Microsoft only does multiplayer games. Yeah, let's go to last generation. What the fuck was MAG? That wasn't by Microsoft. That was by Sony. It was what, 25-man multiplayer game that played like shit? I mean, dude, Sony is basically trying to jump inside a pool, a swimming pool that Microsoft already owns with multiplayer, and they fucking failed at it, man. And they failed gloriously.
Right.
It's just fucking crazy, man. All the stuff that's been popping up lately, man. What's up with the stuff with Battlefront, yo? I saw that they named. Oh, no, not even Battlefront. Let's go to the list that you was talking about from What Culture, 100. That they listed the 6 worst games last year.
They said they did.
Or the 6, not the 6 worst games, but the games that died last year, right? Now, they said Saints Row. All right, maybe, because, I haven't seen that they announced a new one. So who knows? We might never see another Saints Row. Who knows? But they said Halo 5. Halo 5 is a dead franchise that it died last year. A game that receives monthly updates. And it's still getting updates, people. But yet these dudes at What Culture said that Halo 5 died last year. I'm going to go with you, Chuck. Do you believe that shit?
Man, that's incredible, the bullshit some people can come up with. I mean, for something to die, that means, it got to be obsolete or no longer existence. For a game like Halo that's steady getting millions and millions of players to play Halo years after it came out, that should tell you this franchise is still running strong. This franchise is still one of the top franchises in history. But see, when they trying to talk and say Xbox is nothing but multiplayers, well, I know single player experiences, but the multiplayers is the games that last for years. So,
yeah, but they're single player as well, though. Don't get me wrong, they're single player. But we'll get into that in a little bit, though.
Yeah, we have single players, but I'm saying, like, it's nothing wrong to say we are multiplayer central, because it's nothing wrong with us saying accepting and loving the fact that we like multiplayer games. We like to be back and forth with our friends online, getting in party chats, playing the game like how we was last night playing Injustice, even though that's a multiplayer, but just the whole concept of just all of us getting together playing the games, there's nothing wrong with that. And they want to rep on single players, but we have single players. They don't have the multiplayers, so they want to say that's a bad thing when that's what's really selling. Everybody playing. That's what the games are still staying alive. That's the games that hold for years, making millions of dollars and still pushing. So people could say Halo dead, but they got to, they got to get their facts together. You got Uncharted. That's a game that's dead. Ain't nobody playing that no more. Horizon Zero Dawn.
Want to know what died to me? Fucking Killzone died in 2013.
Oh yeah, that's dead.
All right, the Order 1886 died a fatal death. All right, Heavenly Sword died fatally. All right, I mean, come on, man. Sony swings for the fences and whatnot, but they fail so many times, man. Beyond Two Souls, dead at fucking arrival, dead on arrival. Let's just say that, man.
Until Dawn is on PC.
Yo, what's up, J-Long? Yo, J-Long, introduce yourself to everybody, man.
What's going on, Jay Long? Woke up a little late, but I'm here.
All right,
Oh,
good shit, good
GT
shit.
dead too.
Yo, let me backtrack a little bit. Yo, J-Long, we was talking earlier because you arrived on the second subject, but we'll go back to the first subject real quick. We was talking about the video by Digital Fuckery that Digital Foundry put out yesterday, comparing Redout, you know what I'm saying, the Xbox One X version to the PlayStation 4 version and the Pro version. And they said that it was both was running 1080p and that the X had dips in frame rate. All right. And the dev came out last night saying that they was threatening legal action against Digital Foundry, right? And they got somebody else to test the game out because they knew what they put out on that X patch. It was over 3,200. They said it goes from more or less 90% to almost 90% to 100% of 4K on the game. All right, so you're talking about what 2,000 P's of difference in resolution. All right, and Digital Foundry actually put out an apology that they was going to retest the game again. What do you think about this bullshit about these motherfuckers getting called out for this shit?
Well, it just confirms what everybody's been saying. They've been sounding like crazies, but in reality, a lot of the people who were calling them biased, were right. Digital Foundry, they do factual stuff at times, but they still have a Sony slant.
Yeah,
Maybe they're
because they
not being
always
paid by
interject their
Sony, but
opinion.
they just have a slant, man. They're just like attached to the brand, I'd say. And it's kind of crazy that we have a developer actually doing this. And I'm 100% sure it's because it's not a huge developer. This would not be EA. This would not be Microsoft. I'm sure there's been Microsoft games where they've shitted on, where they really lie. But Microsoft, as a big company, they got to be the bigger man. They do not want to look like the giant evil to come and destroy poor little Digital Foundry. So it's cool that this company did this. I saw some dude put it up on Bang Bang where it was like, 30 frames on the Xbox One and 40 something on PS4. I'm like, that's not right. If it's both 1080, that's bull. If it was 1080 and 4K, okay.
Yeah.
If the Xbox was doing 4K 30 and the PS4 was doing 1800 or 1440 40 frames, I'd be all right. But no, that's obviously not the case. And this just puts those rumors to bed. Legal action, I think that might have been a little too extreme, but you got to be extreme in cases like this at certain times because they're not really they might not even go change it back.
Yeah.
And I guess they're proud of their work on Xbox One X.
They are. They said the only thing
Just
that they had
someone completely
correct.
lie about it,
They said the only thing they had correct was the frame rate issues. But they said that they're going to be patching that soon, though, as far as the frame rate. But it is running natively in 4K. Right. You know what I'm saying? Which is a big fucking difference from the Pro version.
Big difference from 1080p. Shit.
Yeah. And they basically called them clickbait artists. Can you believe that? The small developer called them clickbait artists at best.
More to lose than like a Microsoft or Ubisoft or something like that.
No, yeah. Definitely.
Microsoft can just come out and say this is true 4K, and then have Marky Bear or somebody from the engineering crew is Halo 6 running in true 4K, 60 frames per second. Might even go to 120 if we push it enough, and do something like that, and that will, it's ways that you could do it. Like they got to do more. People don't understand when you got that big collaborant, Cassie, he full of shit. I know you full of shit, right? I'm gonna let you see I'm downplay this because I'm gonna have someone counter you. EA probably won't care because it's an EA game. It's gonna sell regardless. I don't see them. One game I want to know why Digital Foundry, why they did Madden. Madden is 4K enhanced. They ain't touched Madden, and Madden is one of the popular games.
It's because
where's FIFA? Where's FIFA? FIFA is one of the world. FIFA is one of the world.
FIFA is, yeah, Europe, crazy.
So I'll stay there. Why y'all ain't doing FIFA? But you got the audacity to do PUBG. Get the fuck out of here. That's take your credibility. No.
Well, Hebot was saying that they gave Gravity Rush 2 and Persona 5 best graphics of the year, some shit like that.
There's no way in blue hell. That's a 3.
Those are PS3,
Yeah.
PS2 looking
Yeah.
games.
Guys will say that is not graphically demanding. It's not.
Nope.
No, of course not, man.
It's not. And
That
if Sony makes it, I want to see a game that runs 1080p, 60 frames per second from Sony. 4K from Sony.
they've never done that shit, man. Come
Not
on.
a third
Their
party,
games,
a first
their
party.
single player games run at 30 frames, yo. Even when they go to the pro, they still running at 30 frames.
Is Gran Turismo 60?
I can't
Well,
say.
that's a
I
different
think
story
it's
because it is
no.
a driving game,
I
so
think it's
it might be
I
running
think it's
60.
60, but I think it's dynamic scaling.
Yeah, it is
it might be
dynamic
unlocked.
scaling.
I
So
don't
it's
know.
dynamic. Yeah,
They
I
say,
don't know.
but
I
it's
think it's dynamic
dynamic.
scaling.
I was like, wait a minute, man. When the Xbox One had The Witcher 3 running dynamic scaling and Halo 5 Guardians, it was garbage. But now the Pro is running dynamic scaling, and it's the shit. It's the new rad.
It's acceptable.
That's fucking crazy, man. These motherfuckers want some shit, yo.
No, but I'm it's crazy how they get down. To me, it's have a fair. To me, Digital Foundry be more. They actually, they usually actually throw Xbox One X games towards PC games, and you already know we can't do it. It ain't happening. They'll throw it against a PC that is probably a $12 million PC. Come on, we talking about a $500 console, and you talking about PC. That's not that to me. That ain't fair.
Well, if they use a PC, they need to use a PC that's like within a price range to $500 to $600. You know what I'm saying? If they're gonna say, well, we got a PC, you know what I'm saying, with this and this and that, it's $500. Just check out the graphics compared to an X, you know what I'm saying, which is $500. Now I can see I'm doing that, but we're pretty much with a PC, the sky is the limit. How much money you have, that's how good your the good of a PC you can push out. So you know what I'm saying. That don't have no spending cap. It just you can keep just getting better and better just the more you spend. So they don't need to do it like that. They need to just get an equal not a price range of an equal PC, and then put that up against the X. Now you know what I'm saying with the PlayStation 4 Pro, that'll never stand up to the X. So that's a give it right there.
Yeah. I clarified. I looked at a video. Yeah, it is 1080-60. So I'll give them that before they shit on us. Gran Turismo.
Oh yeah.
But where the 4K?
So wait a minute.
Pro?
On the Pro, it's 1080-60.
No, it's 1800 checkerboard.
Oh wow!
That's up and down.
Wow, man, that's
so it ain't even real 1800.
No, it's not. It's not. At least it's better than the 1440 that Horizon Zero Dawn got, right?
Yeah.
But I'm saying it trips me out though because they got this narrative. Funny, I'll go into that in a little bit though. J-Long, the next subject after the fact that we had talked about was what culture. They did a list of the games that died last year, right? So they put they put Saints Row on there. So I was like, maybe, you know what I'm saying? Because we don't know if there's a new title coming out or not. We don't know. But they also put Halo 5 Guardians. Can you believe this bullshit, yo? I mean, what are your thoughts on that, man? The Halo 5 Guardians, did it die last year?
You might think it died because maybe I don't know if it only goes up to 10, but on the PS4 it does. PS4 has a top 10 most played game or something like that, or downloaded game. Xbox has a top game and it goes pretty low. And Halo isn't in the top 10. Neither is Gears. But Halo is, I believe, number 12 or 14, which is still pretty damn high considering that the game is 2 years old.
They're actually going on 3 years. Going on 3 years.
Yeah, it's like almost like 2.5 years old, almost, which is crazy. Meanwhile, Uncharted is nowhere to be found, and it came with your damn console. It came with most people's damn consoles. I'm sure they went to the parking lot, opened the console, took out Uncharted, went back in and sold it.
Oh, exactly. That's exactly
pretty much what happened.
Man.
It's like, look, same thing with Watch Mojo when they did their top 10 most anticipated game and put like No Man's Sky and all this garbage there. And it came back and bit them in the ass. Like these same top 10 channels Like they just do impromptu research. Like their anime videos are horrendous. They fucking straight spoil shit. The movie videos are horrendous.
Dude.
Like these guys have terrible credibility because they don't focus on anything. They're just general channels who Wikipedia shit and you know do polling. And yeah, like if Halo 5 died, that means all Sony games are stillborn. No offense to the stillborn babies, but you know it was never alive to begin with. They died from the jump. Like, who the fuck have you ever heard talking about buying Uncharted loot crates? Have you ever met a person who bought an Uncharted loot crate? I know people who bought Halo packs, those gold packs, you know, those legendary packs that come every once in a while.
Yeah,
I got
how many
banged on
people
the
bought
day
the
on my
loot crates for
conversation
Gears,
about that.
man?
Banged on
quite
for
a bit.
$20 for, you know, so you think about it, Microsoft's showing you where their money's going to. They're going to their esports. So they're showing that. So I bought exclusive skins. If you buy within that month, that's it. They're not bringing them back out.
Yeah.
So I got like a Halo War Championship. I could throw it on with my gun. I could put it on my gear. You know, since sometimes they throw your gifts. But that's my way of giving back to the community of Halo because I love the community of Halo. It's not like a loot crate. I can go play 2 games of Warzone and buy like 4 packs of gold packs. No faster, don't make you no better. It doesn't do any of that.
Yeah. And another thing, like Halo and Gears, these games have iconic weapons that people actually buy replicas of. Uncharted doesn't have a single iconic weapon. GoldenEye has iconic weapons. Perfect Dark.
Yeah, remember they made the sword. They made that covered sword, yo. Lights up and everything.
Yeah, and the freaking iconic maps that Halo still has. Like
how
Halo
about
has
the Gears
so
of
many
War
modes.
Lancer? They made that shit too.
Yeah, they made the Nash shit too.
And
like these games are just iconic, and like they're still being played to this day, and they're still in the top 20 years after they came out. You can't say that about any Sony game.
It ain't Halo like the one of the $4 billion franchises that Xbox have.
Yeah,
$1 billion franchise.
I think it's Halo, Gears,
Uncharted,
Forza, Halo, Gears, Forza, Minecraft. Even got some multiplayer.
That's another misconception that people say. Oh, all y'all got is Halo, Gears, and Forza. Dude, during the 360 era, all right, it was Halo, Gears, Forza, Fable. All right, and we got that rumor about
Fable's.
We got a rumor about Fable, but we'll get into that in a little bit, though. You know what I'm saying? We'll get into that in a little bit. Also, one thing I wanted to point out to you, J-Long, the big differences on the X, right? You know, Digital Foundry made a big issue when it was like 900p to 1080p, a difference of 180p's, right? And now you got shit like Gears of War 4 that's running at 3800 native, all right, in 4K. And Horizon Zero Dawn that's running at 1440. You know what I'm saying? Which is a big fucking Grand Canyon of a difference as far as resolution. You know what I'm saying? And yet Digital Foundry will put out articles up, but you know what I'm saying? Like comparing Wolfenstein, which is basically double the resolution as well, Wolfenstein 2. And those are, but it looks just as good on PlayStation. But when it was on Xbox, though, that 180p's of difference made all the difference in the world, yo. What are your thoughts on that?
I'm just trying to figure out what they gain from all this dick riding. What do you gain? Like when we were Xbox fans, you know, during the original Xbox One's one, we'll be okay with 900 as long as we had the better frames or slightly more detail or the better online. We'd accept the flaws. But at the same time, you know, we move on and we see the positive and we talk about other shit.
Yeah, but it wasn't that much of a difference,
like they're
though.
getting paid. Yeah, it was only a difference of 180p, really. And later on, it was like the games weren't necessarily 1080p, but they were close to it, closer than what 900 was. Like Ghost Recon and shit. But like I said, what do you gain from doing this? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
I'm thinking some motherfuckers is getting paid under the table, yo.
They gain the fanboy vote. That's what they get.
Yeah, they get the fanboy clicking on articles.
you got the pony sitting there going on there, and I ain't talking about the real PlayStation fan. I'm talking about the motherfucking ponies. Cause I know some real PlayStation people will call PlayStation out on bullshit. The ponies will sit there and look at this. It dips. I just saw digital Foundry videos where the PlayStation 4 Pro dips way below, like 10 more frames than the X. And you forgot X is a new machine. People started getting to know how to use it. Delson came out like we're learning how to use it. We even touched the power of it. They didn't have to scroll for a year.
Yo.
And you giving me,
I know, mediocre. Give him 1 second.
Yeah. So we got a boy He-Bot in the building.
Yo, He-Bot, introduce yourself to everybody, bro.
He-Bot.
Yo, this, we are back. Well, at least I think we are, right? 2018. Yes, and there was nothing wrong with us. No, we ain't enemies. No, we're not fighting. We're back. Whether you like it or not. Hate.
Oh, yeah.
All the hate. Oh, well.
Exactly, dude. Let's just say that they're just jealous, man. They are jelly right about now over the X. You know what I'm saying? And one of the main dudes that's like been riding that jelly wave and whatnot on the YouTube streets and whatnot is Digital Fuckery. All right, they put out a video yesterday. He bought about Red Out. You know what I'm saying? By a small indie dev. You know what I'm saying? And they was comparing the Xbox the Xbox One X version against the PS4 Pro version, and they stated that both of them run at 1080p. 1080p, both of them, and that the X had frame rate issues. Meanwhile, the developer came out yesterday afternoon threatening legal action because they said that was a flat out lie, that was bullshit. All right, they fucking went to another company in order to test the game, and that company said, yo, that shit is running from 90% of 4K to almost 100%. All right, the only thing that it has is a little bit of frame rate issues, but they said they was going to patch that. All right, that's about it. But it's running at over 2,000 Ps over what the PlayStation 4 Pro version is running at. What do you think about that bullshit from Digital Fuckery and them getting called out there by a small dev?
Well, a lot of people are going to hear what I think about it because I did a video on it. It's uploading right now as we speak.
That's what's up.
And I touch a lot of base on it and a lot of the dumb stuff. But see, if you guys know, we've been talking about this for over 3 years now. And it all started when they was doing the nonsense of oh well, Halo 5 is a big mess because it's doing dynamic scaling, even though it would upscale with the console itself, and the frame rates on the game itself was almost, if not locked, at a 60 frames at all times. The gameplay was fluid. The gameplay was masterful. There was nothing wrong with the game in that sense, which is the most important element of every game. Gameplay. It felt perfect. Okay, it played perfect. It had bump mapping issues, no screen tearing issues, no loading issues, no freezing issues, no online multiplayer issues, because they worked on it a year before with the beta. It was almost flawless, and yet they were just concentrating on, oh my god, look how the shades go in and out in this area. It's dynamically scaling. Oh my god, the creatures that you're fighting, they're in 520p. Okay, so
70 feet away.
Right. Which was, as we know, temporal project. What they call it, temporal projection. That reconstructive resolution technique that they used also on Quantum Break. But I remember as soon as Horizon Zero Dawn came out, oh my god, 1440p has never looked so better. You, from a distance, as you said, it looks like true 4K. The game runs at a consistent 30 frames, even though it has some minimal dips, but it does not affect the gameplay. This game is a technical feat. This game is a technical feat. Okay, the same way I remember how
stroke.
Right, the same way they try to say, "Oh my God, Quantum Break, what a piece of dog shit is running at 720p." This is a disgrace, even though from point to point it was 1080p. It was just in the middle assets, right? But the game but the game itself, what happened, had great gameplay. It had beautiful graphics. It had no issues like freezing, no pop-up, no freezing. The game had great loading time. It had consistent frame rate. Okay, and they just worried about the 720p. Oh, and the best one of all. Oh, GTA for the PS4 Pro is a superior version because it has more shades of grass. My nigga, please. We got to cut the bullshit, and we got to stop trying to damage control. Even the Xbox guys are trying to see. I see some of them trying to damage control Digital Foundry. Oh, maybe they made a mistake. Get the fuck out of here. Red Out's been out for a couple of weeks or months. Okay, that's number one. It's been out for quite some time, and they've been said that they were going to do an X patch. If the patch wasn't there, guess what? Don't review it, because you're reviewing it in the inferior way, and you're going to have to go back to it anyway. So if you want to put content on your fucking TV or on your channel, do what you did earlier. Put another Mario Odyssey analysis of the game, like you did with Bloodborne or other games that you did, like that of Witcher, that they did 20 different versions of the Witcher analysis until the Xbox One version was running worse. Because if y'all all remember when the Witcher first came out, it was running at 45 frames unlocked in some areas on the one, right? On the vanilla, on the one, even though it was 900 with the upscaling technique, but yet on the PS4 it was going down to 23 and 26 frames, and it was only because of the 1080p wanting to push it natively, right? And they kept saying, well, we reached out to CG Project Red, and we have to ask them this and that, and they keep on. They did the same thing with Assassin's Creed. It was running better resolution, better frame rates, instead of the resolution being at a native 1080p, right? Because it's a CPU heavy game, and the Xbox One vanilla had a faster CPU, and it could handle it a little bit better. And what did they do? They kept drilling until the game ran like shit on both consoles. Okay, the agenda here, because I heard Jay Long talking, what do they get out of it is clickbait. They were associates and affiliates of Neo. They were associates and affiliates of NeoGAF. Okay, because our very own Tim Dog even said it. Okay, now I don't know if they got incentives from Sony or from NeoGAF or who the fuck, or maybe because they're located in the UK, and in the UK, TS Store is the dominant console selling wise. Maybe that's why they want to cater to the audience. But if we all know that bullshit can be seen from afar, it's common sense, common law. You see it a mile away. You can't bullshit bullshitters, and you can't bullshit grown ass men that are adults or real gamers in this case. Okay, so if superior for having more shades of grass, guess what? Then every game on the X is superior for having tessellation, lighting, texture filtering, anamorphic filtering,
60 frames,
60 frames per second, or 4K native or full on HD. Whether it dips to 58 frames per second like in Star Wars, and it doesn't dip on the PS4, so what? Because the PS4 is still running 1080p. The agenda was resolution. Now they want to do its frame rates. All of a sudden, when the X had the frame rate since the vanilla, right? But now it's about the frame rates. No, go fuck yourself. Digital Foundry deserves what they get. I hope every developer gets the balls, like the guys from Red Out, and defend it and stand up for their piece of work, so they don't get looked at as, oh, they're being lazy or they're just being lazy developers, because that's also bad perception for the developers, and that also hurt Microsoft, because I don't care what anybody says. 45 or 50% of the reason why a lot of the games got hurt on Xbox was a lot of people follow Digital Foundry and they believe all their bullshit. And they didn't worry about the game being good. No, they were worried about it's 720p. What the fuck? Yourselves. I hope they burn in hell. I hope they keep getting caught. And so what? They apologize. Who gives a flying fuck? You have to apologize. You got caught. What the fuck you gonna do? Try to lie on top of the lie? You can't do that. You got caught. You got to apologize. It's only the right thing to do. If you're a professional outlet and you're supposed to be representing the few sites that represent gaming for casuals and hardcore gamers, act like a fucking adult and be responsible, and act professional and be responsible, and stop trying to lie for clickbaits. If people like your content, they'll come see it no matter what. You don't need to clickbait anybody. Okay, that's why I don't give a fuck if I have 23 subscribers on my channel. If those 23 subscribers stay loyal because they respect my thoughts and my material and what I brought up as content, I'd rather have 23 than 4,000 or 600,000 that don't really give a fuck about me as being an honest content provider in gaming. And I know it's all for fun, but there's a fine line to everything. These guys make big dollars. They make big money. They're a presence in gaming, so they need to act as what they are, professionals, and they're not. So if they've been doing this since the one's release, good for them. I give two flying fucks. Good riddance. Just like NeoGAF's, good riddance. That's what you get for being cocky and arrogant and trying to be a slime ball. That's how I feel about it.
Well
You know?
said, man. Well said, man. Good shit. Another thing that we was talking about that I had put out to J-Lon just before you got in was 100. He put out a video yesterday about what culture. They talked about 6 game franchises that died last year. You know what I'm saying? So one of the games that was mentioned on the list was Saints Row. So it's a given. You know, who knows? We haven't heard of a new one getting announced. So there's a good chance that that may never come back. But they also listed Halo 5 Guardians as a franchise that died last year. What are your thoughts?
Look, we all understand that Halo 5 is a love-hate relationship with the fans. We get it. It was just like Halo 2. It was just like Halo 2. And what happened? They got over it.
They love it now. They love it. The Halo 2 they say is the best whatever.
Right. Classic now, yeah.
They got over it. They redeemed themselves with Halo 3, and then Halo 2 was actually appreciated for what it was trying to do years later. Okay? It's the same thing that's going to happen with Halo 5. Did Halo 5 have some flaws? Maybe. Yeah, absolutely. But let's be honest. What game doesn't? It's video games, people. It's video games. There's no game in the world that's going to be perfect. None.
Nope.
Even the holy grail that they call Zelda and Mario. And the only reason those games scaled up to the point where they almost perfect 10s is why. Because it's the same damn developers that have been doing it for 50 years.
They're following the formula.
If you know how to do something for that long, of course you're going to master the craft and the art. Of course you can never make something wrong and do a bad job because you're the best of the best. You see what I'm trying to say? So that's all rhetoric. That's all just dumb shit, ignorant shit. Halo 6 will be redeemed. They listen to the fans. They will listen to the fans, go back to it. And it's still a shame because they should still stay on what they built with Halo 5 because characters like Locke and the team that he ran, which I forgot off the top of my head, and even, Buck, all those characters are great characters and they fit in the lore and in the universe and they deserve to come back. That's just clickbait as well. You put that in there, they're trying to say, oh, it didn't do well. Why? Because Microsoft didn't say how much it sold. Well, guess what? They said how many people were on Halo, playing, and they said actively they have over 15 million people playing, or 17, something like that, on Halo, right? So obviously, there was 15 million people that tried the game. Whether you game shared or not, whether you bought it digital, doesn't matter. That means 15 million people, 17 million people loaded it in and tried it and played it. Okay? So there's no way how you're going to tell me that Halo failed. It didn't fail. Maybe it didn't get the critical acclaim that the other games got, but it did not fail. It may be a failure as far as the critically acclaimed value of it, but also a lot of people got to remember Microsoft already said it year in, year in. They announced, okay, our physical sales are down, and then they'll say, oh, digital sales went up to 60% this year. Last year was 52. I could imagine, or 54. I could imagine this year they're probably going to say somewhere around 60 to 61 because digital is convenient. And I'm not a digital guy, and you guys know it. I love my physical, and so do some of you. And Collider, you're a big witness of why it needs to still exist because of your circumstance and how hard it was. But I understand wholeheartedly why digital is the shit, because it is. Because it's convenient. You don't have to worry about space in your house. You buy another hard drive, you can take it with you on the go. You just pop it in your friend's shit. Hey, listen, let's rock. You don't have to worry about shit. It is so convenient. You just load it in, you erase it, you download it later. It gets patched up, it gets tweaked up all by itself, digitally, automatically through the console if you set it up that way. So I get it, and I see a good space for it in the market as well. But for people that really think that it didn't sell because it physically the numbers were there, you're being a fool. Because everybody at this generation migrated to digital, which was what Microsoft was trying to do with the one from the very beginning, and they got lashed for it. And now it turns out that everybody's doing the practice. Even Nintendo's trying to get in on this shit. You see what I'm saying? With certain things. So, let's not be foolish. Let's act like grown-ass men and grown-ass adults. And gamers have been gaming for years, with the exception of J-Long. He's the only young head here that's actually 45 years old of age, but even though he's young. But besides that, you see what I'm saying? you know, let's act like what we are, adults, and be smart about it. There's no way in hell that Halo's dead. Okay, it's not happening. If that's the case, then Uncharted is dead. And believe me, we will see more Uncharted. Maybe not now. Maybe they'll take a break, but we will see another Uncharted. The same way we're going to see another God of War, because they said God of War was there when Ascension failed and didn't do the numbers. Okay, remember that? They said Gears of War Judgment failed. Remember? And then this thing was last year. They announced that it still sold over 7 million copies almost. It was just in the same numbers, around the same range as 3. As 3, it almost sold as much as 3. Almost. I think 3 sold 10 or 12, and that did 7. Still pretty good, right, Jay? Pretty impressive number.
That's crazy.
So how is something dead making those kind of numbers?
Yeah.
You need to stop.
Hey, I'm gonna put. It's Sunday. I gotta preach. You know what I'm saying? I gotta preach on Sunday.
Go ahead, preach.
I gotta preach. If Agent Locke was a white man, he'd be accepted.
There we go.
I'm gonna keep it real.
Listen,
it's racism going on in gaming. I don't care what nobody say.
I'm there with you.
I don't care if you white, brown, Indian, this and that. I don't care. I love all the colors of the rainbow.
That's
but I'm
right.
gonna keep it real. If Locke is no different from Chief. Thing about Chief had Cortana as his supporting cast, where Locke had
his team. Buck.
Buck. You got to people understand. Buck was this leader of his own team of ODST.
Yeah, he was a star ODST.
Well, you know what's a dead giveaway 100 about what you just stated right there, or what you just preached. Triple Cup, what's up, puppy? I didn't even realize. I'm sorry. What's going on, Big W?
What's that with you?
What's up, puppy? That what's a dead giveaway? That the first thing, and you guys already know, Collider and Jay and Triple Cup, you guys gonna know. They were like, well, Locke is not really interesting, my nigga. How many fucking dialogue, language, or sentences did Chief said in all 3 games?
I need a weapon. I need a weapon.
He barely talked. He barely talked. He said, "Yeah, we're gonna get him."
Only time he really talked, kind of like time he really kind of took it to, like you see his humanity, was in Halo 4 when he told the captain to go fuck
Halo
himself.
4. Right. That's the one that's my favorite out of all of them, really.
Yeah, so
but it's because of the story though that they portrayed, which is right up there with any single player based game from the PlayStation library, man. I love that story, bro.
And a lot of people say the flood. People don't understand. Microsoft was making this as a saga. If you guys are into sci-fi, motherfucking what do you call that? Damn, I can't think of Battlestar Galactica. It was a saga. They had so many break off stuff off of that. Star Trek is a saga.
Yes.
I mean, more than 3. Star Wars is a saga. Microsoft said we're going to make this a saga. They want to break off parts of that. Look at Halo Wars 2. One of the best stories. They brought in the Banish.
Yes. And it was a different type of game. It was RTS.
The game didn't sell. How you know Microsoft had the expectations to say this is all we run one? Because they took out a whole lot of cutscenes from Blur in that. And they did, to me, they knew it wasn't for everybody wasn't going to buy it. When they did 1, that had way more Blur cutscenes, but they look beautiful though.
That's right. Let me ask you a question to all of you guys on the panel. Of all the Uncharted, 1, 2, 3, 4, and Golden Abyss, what was different?
Well, he had the same gel up hair.
No, you had the winch in 4. You had the winch in 4.
What was different? Now Lost Legacies.
Wait. This is gonna be a little bit spoiler filled, but Uncharted 4 didn't have any supernatural abilities. There was no supernatural enemies. I mean, every Uncharted up until that point, I think even Golden Abyss had a supernatural enemy at the end. Uncharted 4 did not have that.
I'll make it even better one.
So you're bitching about not having the flood, which I thought you were tired of zombie games. I thought gamers were tired of zombie games, and they hated zombie games, and they're shitting on the new Metal Gear for being a zombie game. Now you want zombies in Halo again?
Right. Well, I'll give you another one. Remember when you picked up some of the 100? I don't know if you ever played it from beginning to end, but I think Jay has, and I think Collider might have. I don't know if you did, Triple Cup. But in Uncharted, when you pick up some of the treasures, I kid you the fuck not, it would be a little light beaming from an edge or a ledge, and you pick it up, and it would be like this big box treasure that you found a relic from. It would be like a little light on a little ledge, like on the tip of a ledge or something you hang on from. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is that? It's just the most unrealistic and stupidest, inconsistent shit I've ever seen.
No, but is that they cater into their demographic? Remember the demographic they cater into, the people that want their hands held. All right. Because I've seen my cousin play Uncharted 4 on the hardest difficulty, and he ran out in the middle of fucking the open field with like fucking 10 dudes fucking busting shots at him and shit, and none of them hit him. I was like, wow, do that shit in gears on Insane to see what the fuck happens to you. You won't even get 2 feet.
You can blast your head right off.
That's what I'm saying,
do that shit
dude.
PUBG.
PUBG too, right?
Oh, hell yeah. PUBG.
Man, you do that shit PUBG. Yeah, oh no. Get your ass in that open field.
Hey, but ultimately with Microsoft, they wanted to make Halo Master Chief not bigger than Halo.
That's right.
Halo is
absolutely right.
It's the whole universe.
You're absolutely right.
Master Chief is just
You're absolutely
in that universe. They need to break out. I mean, they could make Halo, all types of things. They could make side games with Locke. They could make with Bucky. They could do. They could just do a whole bunch of different things with Halo.
I want to see another side game, yo, like they did ODST. You want something that Chuck?
Like if they
I want to
done
see
that,
a side shit with
like
Team Osiris.
Yeah, like if they would have done that horror game that was supposedly leaked. Remember that they said it was going to be just with the flood, and it was going to be like this horror style game. That would have been cool.
Yeah, but see, you got that in Halo Wars now.
Right,
because they the what's called open up the flood and wasn't supposed to, and like look at the characters. They built somebody new. How many times you get fired? You get tired of fighting the same motherfuckers.
Right.
I know I can get tired. That's why I don't like Mario. I'm tired of fighting Bowser or whoever. I'm tired of that. I got somebody new.
Look, but it's 100 to touch on what Triple Cup said. It's human nature, dude. Everything that we do, we gotta spice it up. Whether it's having sex with our ladies, whether it's the way we like to drink with our boys, hanging out, whether it's how we play sports, whether how we watch TV, how we sit down to watch TV. Sometimes we want to watch TV with our balls hanging out, maybe. I don't know. I'm just being retarded. The point is, you need change to keep it fresh. Because if you don't, and you don't keep it fresh, it's going to get stale. And Microsoft knows how to keep a franchise feeling fresh, because when you play all their years, Forzas, or even something like Fable, because that's why they were trying something different with Fable Legend, whether people liked it or not. They were trying something different, like Sea of Thieves. They're trying something different because they want to keep their portfolio fresh, which is what you want. When you're playing a console, you want that. Why do you want to fucking play games that look exactly and feel exactly the same, every single one? Because that's the problem right now with God of War, Days Gone, Detroit, Death Stranding, and Spider-Man. Even a fucking comic book game movie, they're making it feel like you're watching a movie and not really playing a game. You see what I'm trying to say? And that's cool. That's nice. It's stylized. I welcome that. Microsoft should bring some of those so we can have that as well, like they did with Quantum and like they did with Rise. That's fine, right? But you cannot say you're a real so-called gamer and that's all you keep touting. I want mocap at the highest frame rates, and I don't care if I press a button 1 minute every hour. I don't care about gameplay. It's all about fucking CGIs. You can't want that. That's a real gamer doesn't talk like that. Because the whole Go ahead, Triple.
Yeah, my bad, He-Bob. But you made me think about something. Just if you notice, Sony really is a movie company. Just in the predicament they in right now, their movie company is not doing well. The only thing that's doing well is their video
games division.
Right. So pretty much they won't make movies, but they can't make money off their movies. So the best way for them to make movies is to make video games. There's movies, even though, like you said, most of them is like quick time events and they cookie colors just with different icing on top to make it look like you got different colors and different flavors, but it's the same.
Well, Triple Cup, you know how many people I argue with, UK, and I'm not going to mention any either. Some, it was one that I almost got into an argument with that, was trying to call me a fanboy. Okay. I said the reason why Sony has all these techniques of mocap so heavy like that in most of their games is because they own a mocap studio that does those special effects. And since it's impressive when they make those CGI movies like the Resident Evils and the Final Fantasies with Square Enix or whatever, they use their technology. Since it's impressive, that's why they're using them in the games. It's a bullshit con artist style to make you think that you're seeing graphics beyond that your mind can't comprehend, when in reality, it's just a wire frame that's being covered with graphics with a human being performing underneath it. You see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Right.
So
it's pretty much a movie that they can't make no money at the movie. So they sell it.
It's like watch.
Well, EA just did that with Battlefront 2.
Right.
That girl, that look great. Did this person, you know what I'm saying? This did I didn't play it night though, but did it. It's not like it's not doing it, but sometimes is, hey, this, you know, you got to find out if I'm gonna put all this money, is this I'm gonna make my money back. It's a business all day.
That's right.
Business all day. So if I put in all this money, like people say, well, why Microsoft won't buy this? People don't understand. A lot of companies don't want to be bought.
Yes,
you know,
absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Don't want to be bought. They like they independence. They don't mind making an exclusive title for you for the right
and
price.
Microsoft is very good with that. They tell people, look, if you want to stay exclusive, we'll make it worth your while. But if you don't want to stay exclusive, we're not going to force you.
Just
That's
like
what
PUBG.
Microsoft does.
Nobody gonna probably PlayStation probably won't see PUBG for the next 2-3 years. Especially how it's making Microsoft money right now. Remember
you know
money
what?
right now, and they don't mind playing that, but it's, you know what, it's paying on its own.
That's right.
And then I get people sitting there like, well, why they're broadcasting like it's a AAA title? To their hearts, it is, because they saw.
That's right.
They saw what a State of Decay did when it was arcade, and then they put it on the Xbox One X. You know what I'm saying, with the little thing, and people grabs like, and they was getting at their, it was getting at their the person that made it. It was getting at them like, where's the multiplayer? Then Microsoft said, you know, I could take this AA game and make it a single player, a AAA game. I have the money, I have the assets, you know, and Microsoft has wonderful relationships with third parties. Blur, they don't own, but Blur will sit there in a minute, will make anything.
And do anything for them.
Do anything. They know they're going to get paid. They're going to get done right. They're going, you know, Microsoft ain't forcing them. They had with Respawn all them years because they never forced Respawn's button.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I need this right now. I need this. No one knew about that. Wasn't the dude that we first saw Quantum Break. I remember with IGN, what the hell is Quantum Break? This and this and that. Right. But they not saying what the fuck is with Death Stranding. I still don't know what that shit is.
That's right. That's right.
No, but that's pushing them forward, right?
Well, isn't it ironic? Isn't it ironic how everybody would say how Microsoft is the worst anti-consumer company towards developers, and yet this entire time, as it's gone along, we've been finding out that is furthest from the truth. Because look at Remedy. Look at Remedy. Remedy worked for them for years. Did Alan Wake, did Quantum Break, and no one supported the game the way they needed to. It's become a cult classic after the fact. And what Remedy said, well, we want to go do this now. Can we go? And what Microsoft said, absolutely. Just leave us the IP, let it be ours, and you can go do whatever you want. That's what they did with Quantum Break.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, you think if Remedy comes back and says, can we make Quantum Break 2, you think Microsoft's going to tell them no? Of course they're not. They're going to be, oh, yeah, of course. What do you need? How much you need? Because they know they make good games. Okay. And they will give them another shot because they deserve it. It's the fans that have to support it.
And how does Quantum Break look like on the X? It looks glorious, bro.
It looks glorious. Absolutely. You're absolutely right.
Dude, resolution alone completely shits on Horizon Zero Dawn. I just need to put that out there. You know what I'm saying? Because I look at that as the crowning jewel of the PlayStation. You know what I'm saying?
But see, you know what? I know why Remedy did what they did. That game does shit that I ain't never saw before. Remember we saw it and we seeing that shit. I thought that was CGI. I thought that was CGI shit.
100.
Yep. I thought that somebody was walking in.
I mentioned in my video.
But you actually can push the shit yourself over.
That's
in real time.
I mentioned in my video.
Gameplay was wicked, yo. Next level shit, yo. Next level.
A collider. Remember when you walk in Quantum Break into the fucking factory and the entire level is going through the timelines from where it was back then.
And everything is changing in the background
real time
and everything
while
on
you're
the fly.
playing and fighting. And I've never seen that in a game ever to this day. Ever.
No.
It was doing shit you've never seen before. And I've told this to people, and especially the ponies. They'll be like, no, it's not. You're bugging. They're not doing shit. I was like, that's why you never played the game. That's how I know. You ain't never played the game.
Yeah, exactly.
Trust me. You ain't never played the game. You know? Quantum Break is a technical.
To me, that's one of the most innovative games I didn't have this generation.
That's right.
I mean, I'm going through my third time finna play it. And I'm gonna play this month. I'm trying third time because I did different parallels and I wanted to try this way. Let me sit there. I can switch this decision with that decision and stuff like that. The game does things like I said, like even the bullet time is done right.
Right.
Dude, it's wicked, man. Everything about that shit, the powers, the time stopping, going fast. I mean, oh my gosh, yo, this shit is on another level.
Well, look at how Digital Foundry. I'm sorry, Triple Cup. Give me 1 sec. I'll finish it. You can say, I'm sorry. Foundry, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
Even admitted themselves that Quantum Break, even on PC, can't run at a full 4K native in 60 frames locked. Because the game is too demanding. The engine is too powerful. It's too demanding. That should tell you right there that if that ran on the S, the regular vanilla, the way that it did, that it was a technical feat, a real technical feat. Whether it's a single player or not, or whether it's single player or not, open world is irrelevant. It still was doing things that no game has done before. Go ahead, Cup. I'm sorry, puppy.
Nah, I was just gonna say right quick that and on top of that, that they were saying about Quantum Break, that it took so long for them to make this first game because they had to build the engine from the ground up.
That's right.
Of course.
Man, they said they could drop another Quantum Break within 2 years. So
yeah, because now they mastered it. Right. You're absolutely right. And that's a great
the first game is the one that takes the longest. Look at Assassin's Creed Origins, for example. They took a break. They took a 1 year break, know what I'm saying, in order to fucking give them more development time.
That's right. That's right. First game is always the one that takes the longest. Look at what Rod Ferguson said. They said, we built Gears in 2.5 years, but we already mastered the engine and the console. We can build the game quick. He said it. So Gears.
But they had the assets already, too, because Epic was already using it. So
You're
when Microsoft bought it, Microsoft bought all. Give me all of it.
That's right. You got good point.
Just think about once you have the assets, it makes it easier because look at Killer Instinct, for example. That level with the Arbiter. Those were Halo 5 assets, bro. You know what I'm saying? Right. That shit looked fucking phenomenal. It looked exactly like Halo 5, man, on fucking Killer Instinct. But why? Because 343 Industries gave Iron Galaxy the assets.
And it looks beautiful, too. It looks gorgeous. That Halo level and Killer Instinct looks amazing.
Oh my gosh, yo, next level shit. I'm actually gonna interject real quick. When y'all was talking about, a lot of people in the gaming community, you know what I'm saying, in these gaming streets and these YouTube streets, they run that narrative, right? That Xbox ain't got, exclusives like PlayStation got, you know what I'm saying? But if we compare Sony's exclusives and even their own the guy that's in charge of Sony, I forget his name all the time. To do with the fucked up teeth and shit, the one that's always announcing the shows.
John Layden.
Layden. He actually says that they're good at one thing: single player based games.
Yeah.
All right. Now let's take two exclusives that Sony had done by Naughty Dog, right? Uncharted and The Last of Us. The Last of Us, the controls were fucking horrible. All right, that shit was clunky as shit. And Uncharted is okay. It's no Tomb Raider, but it's okay. You know what I'm saying? And meanwhile, look at two games that Remedy put out for the Xbox. You know what I'm saying? They had put out last generation, Alan Wake, and this generation, Quantum Break.
That's right.
Both stories were phenomenal, and both had stellar gameplay. Next level shit. All right? Brand new shit. Not carbon copy pasted shit from other games. All right, because when Uncharted came out, everybody was like, "Oh, this is kind of like Gears." You know what I'm saying? You ain't hear nobody when they played Alan Wake. Oh, this is like Resident Evil. Hell, yeah. All right. When people play Quantum Break, they ain't say, "Oh, this is like Gears" or "This is like Uncharted." Hell no. All right, because it was next level shit. And guess what? They were both single player based games. Right.
Right.
All right. And yet they don't give Microsoft the credit for that. Now let's look at their library, their portfolio that's on PlayStation. Do they have a first-person shooter that rivals Halo? We know they don't. Do they have a third-person based shooter that rivals Gears of War? We know they don't. Do they even have an exclusive fighting game? No, they don't. Because guess what? I could play Street Fighter, Ultra, and fucking the Marvel versus Capcom series, all on the fucking Xbox One. So that's
right.
not a Sony exclusive per se. You know what I'm saying? I mean, PlayStation All-Stars, they tried to copy paste what Mario Melee, Smash Brothers and shit. They try to copy paste Smash Brothers because that's what Sony is. They're a copy paste fucking company, all right? Because Microsoft was the first one to bring out the fucking internal hard drive, right? You know, when you was able to fucking save shit to your hard drive and all that shit. And
look how long
Sony did it and followed suit the next generation. Microsoft fucking pushed forward fucking Xbox Live and shit, and Sony is still playing catch up to this day.
That's right.
Because why? They're the fucking trendsetters. They said people want digital, and guess what? Digital sales are rising and rising and rising. And who is a fucking trendsetter for that? Microsoft. You know what I'm saying? In these last generation. Who trendsetted that shit? Microsoft. You know what I'm saying? With Xbox Live Arcade. All right, so basically everything that Sony is doing is copy pasted off of Microsoft, man. Right, so
Jay, the funny thing about
fanboys, y'all should thank Microsoft at the end of the day, because guess what? If they ain't do all these innovations, you would probably still be playing shit like on the PS2. You know what I'm saying? You would have no internet.
Well,
You would have no internal hard drive. All right, you would still be playing with a fucking multi-tap that's not for anything because you ain't got multiplayer games. I mean, come on.
Right.
You still wouldn't have Rumble in your controller. Remember when they took out the Rumble in the controller on the PS2?
Yeah, because it's part of Microsoft too. That was a patent that Microsoft had too. They sued them.
Yeah.
That's why they didn't have the Rumble.
It's funny. You mentioned
fighters. What are your thoughts on all that, people? As far as like Microsoft being the trendsetters for all these fucking innovations.
Collider. You know how Microsoft they bought Rare in the 2000s, and with that came Killer Instinct. Sony, they couldn't buy a studio. What they did was they bought one fighting game from the biggest fighting game ever, to have it on their console. Street Fighter.
Well, to add to what
it was just Street Fighter 5 though, because I got Ultra on the X right now. I mean, on the One.
The worst Street Fighter ever.
Yeah,
that's right.
Since one. Right.
And it's the worst because it was the one that was the most bland. Plus, on top of that, Jay, to add to what you just said, they talk about Microsoft coming new IPs, right? And Triple Cup and 100. Please chime in and tell me if you agree as well.
Oh, look at Cuphead. Oh God, my gosh.
Look at Rare. Tell me what game Rare has done that's exactly the same from the last game they did.
No, they all been original, man. From Perfect Dark Zero to Cameo to Conquer to Viva Pinata. Right. I mean, come on, Sea of Thieves.
You want to know crazy fact, guys, about Rare?
They've all been new IPs.
Want to know a crazy fact about Rare, guys? They made more games last generation than Naughty Dog, Sucker Punch, and Guerrilla Games.
That's a fact.
They made what?
Right.
And I'm not even including the Kinect games. You could take the Kinect games out. They made more AAA exclusives than Sony's biggest studios.
And they made the Avatar system. Don't forget about that. They were responsible for the Avatar system as well.
Oh, and they also came up. I'm sorry, they also came up with the achievements first. You know what I'm saying? Sony, like a year later, was like, oh, well, we'll give you trophies. Dude,
Rare put in work last gen, man. People don't remember. They don't give them their credit.
That's right.
And how about the only on Xbox in the OG Xbox era, and then PlayStation 3 only on PlayStation? I was like, wow, that's
Nintendo had that. I think Nintendo 64.
Well, check this out. To add to what you were saying, Collider, before we go into what you just asked all of us about, how do we feel about Microsoft being the trendsetters, right? You talked your topic about the exclusives. Let me ask you guys all a question. Since the PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 era, what was the most successful game, or when did they have a successful game on PlayStation that was exclusive besides GT Sport? Because that was the first one that they had that was considered a marquee. And the second one was Siphon Filter, which died, as we all know, right? So since that era, what was the first exclusive they got that was a hit?
Since the PlayStation 2?
That was made by Sony?
Yes, by Sony. Since the GT Sports and the Siphon Filters.
No third-party handouts?
Straight up exclusive.
God of War.
No, but that was during the PS2 era. And then slowly died down too.
Oh, okay. So you're talking about the PlayStation 1 era. No, that's the only thing they had.
I'm talking about the distance.
They have
how long it took them to get it was Uncharted and then Last of Us at the end of the PS3 cycle, right?
But this is how a lot of fucking gamers, are fake gamers because they got fooled. They thought Tomb Raider was exclusive, man, because Sony bought the exclusive rights that generation from Saturn.
Right, that's right. But what I'm saying is, it took Sony almost a
And
whole
Wipeout, they thought
generation
Wipeout
later.
was exclusive. I played Wipeout on the Saturn.
Yes, they thought Destruction Derby was exclusive. They thought Battle to Shinden Arena was an exclusive. None of those games were exclusive. Okay, the Resident Evil. But it took Sony from the PS1 and PS2 era almost a whole decade, okay, later to finally get an exclusive that's a hit again. Do you see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Microsoft has had hits since the first Xbox.
Hit
From
after
Jade Empire
hit after hit.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, with the launch of every Xbox console,
to
they've launched
Forza,
exclusives.
to Gears, now Cuphead también, even though it's not theirs first party, but it's their exclusive, right? And also they got now, the potentials with things like a Recore or like a Quantum. The point is, everybody's bad-mouthing them that they haven't really had any successful hits, even though Kinect Sports Rivals was a hit for them, even though Viva Pinata was a hit for them. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So how long did it took Sony to make a hit? It took them almost a decade. Okay, and it was Uncharted and Last of Us, and they're both made by the same developer, which Collider already pointed out. People like Remedy, they did Alan Wake and Quantum. They were completely different from each other and felt different, and they were awesome games. Just because they didn't sell didn't mean they were good games, right?
Innovative gameplay,
innovative
stories,
exactly.
Dope as hell, twists and turns. I mean, come on.
Well, you were riding on vehicles because they were doing that since Tomb Raider 2, and people think, oh my God, you can ride on vehicles in Uncharted.
Halo 1. Not even
you can ride on vehicles in Alan Wake, and that was last generation. What are you talking about, man?
Yeah, indeed.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Now, anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to detract. I just wanted to add that.
No, everybody add. Yo, Chuck, what are your thoughts on this, man? About Microsoft being the trendsetters.
Man, pretty much like you were saying, like people don't realize let's say like how you said Microsoft the trendsetters, like how the achievement system and stuff like that, like what a lot of gamers would be now if we didn't have no achievements. All the games that people play that they wouldn't even attempt to play if they didn't have achievements.
That's
you know
right.
What I'm saying? Just with the rumble triggers, people don't get that enough credit, but man, the rumble triggers really give you that little extra boost of immersion in games. If you playing a shooter, just to squeeze the trigger, just to feel that vibration in your pointer finger.
Dual analog.
Right, or you playing a racing game and you can feel like the brakes and how it kind of like you can feel it like it bumping on the turf. I mean, it's so much innovation. Just the small things people overlook.
A triple cup? Didn't they add? Let me ask you a question, buddy. Didn't they add also this generation that force feedback on the bumpers? Isn't that something new? Isn't that?
Yeah, that's what he's talking about. That's what he's talking about.
That's new. Yeah, that's new. Like when you go play Forza and you go over a bump, you feel like you're doing on a bump in real life. It's a simulator.
Right. I thought that was new. Yeah.
When I go play a shooter game, I know if I'm single shot and I'm burst shooting. You know what I'm saying? Right. And I say this because I'm from the street, you know what I'm saying? I just shot a couple of guns, you know what I'm saying? But it feels that way.
Right. You're right.
Feel like when I don't have it, I feel kind of strange. Now I have people like professionals don't use it. They cut it off.
Right.
Shoot. I'm not a professional. I just like to shoot shit up.
Right, and just get more immersion to it.
Oh no!
Yeah,
highly immersive, dude. This is the next level immersion, yo.
So
something that we'll probably see with the PS5.
Yeah.
Like the rumbles, like even in the rumble of the controller, is crazy. Like,
they want to go crazy over the HD rumble for the Switch 100. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
They want to go crazy over that, but when Microsoft announced that force feedback on the bumpers, that was a game changer, and everybody. It's not. That doesn't exist. What are you talking about? I didn't even know that Xbox had that. What are you talking about? You know what I mean? So please, go ahead, Wonder. I'm sorry.
Like, man, Microsoft been innovative from day one. They amped to get even with the Kinect. People, the Kinect dead. So man, I use the Kinect. Matter of fact, my son should have run my damn Kinect back. But you know what? Microsoft don't mind trying to push, even if they win or lose. Sony used to do it when they did them handhelds, but they just brought out the handhelds too quick. They wanted to use their own. They wanted to use their own disc instead of using something that's universal. You know what I'm saying? Instead of doing stuff like that, they want you to use their own product. But
I mean, a lot of that is to avoid piracy, but you're still gonna have some type of way people.
Man, I don't put this way. I read so many stories about the PlayStation 4 getting pirated. It ain't no joke. I know people that made pirate 4.728.66 of the United States Enterprise, and you can get 50 games for free. You can go buy, if you go buy a PlayStation in Brazil right now, you get it shipped over. It's a person that said they would just give them, I think it's like $325 US. It comes with 50 games of your choice.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And you can play online. Now we all know I'm a mod. It's a mod. You know I like to hack and all that. I had a PlayStation, but I couldn't play that motherfucker online. That's how I got into Gran Turismo.
Right.
I got my shit modded because I'm not a super racer.
Right.
Man, nah, keeping it real. I buy the Forza's this what's called it got me. I ain't even beat Forza 3 yet. I mean Forza Horizon 3 yet.
Right. I'm waiting for that patch.
I ain't beat it yet, but I played that shit. I play it, but it's not like, okay, let me go play Forza. Like now, say if I get tired, I get burnt out or something like, but throw in Forza.
Yeah, but
people,
you play a lot of games.
Forza, that's my son. Yeah, but I'm playing. My son might be on like, man, go find that. He's a car enthusiast. He's not a tune up. I'm not that type of person. But I don't mind playing. Like I think the only Forza that I beat was what is this? It's Forza 7, so the last one was Forza 6. I beat that one. But the Hot Wheels had me immersed and let me go pay for it. That's the only DLC I bought straight up. Day one. Like I saw Hot Wheels, like what other game? I ain't seen no GT Sport. Got no damn no type of what? They talking about bringing you some cars and you can play offline. The fuck out of here. That's some shit you should already have already.
I don't know if GT Sport has this, but GT6 had a little stupid mission on Mars where you play as the rover. It was horrible though. The Mars rover controlled like shit, but you got a stupid little
100 and J-Long. I don't know if you guys know this. I think Collider might know. I don't know if Triple Cup might know. But anyway, that whole thing with the soccer cars, that was a mode that started on Forza. And my son pointed that out to me. He told me, yo, that been on Forza for the longest.
I think it was like,
Forza 4.
Yeah.
That you play soccer with the cars in the game, in the mode. And I'm like, and why they making a big deal about it with Rocket League if that shit been out?
Well, but you can do the same shit. You can do the same. Man, people don't understand. Like that mode, soccer car. You can play a version of soccer cars on Halo 5 when you're playing oddball.
Oh, that's right.
It's the same thing. Okay?
You're
doing it with guns.
Yep.
Yeah.
Instead of cars, you're doing it with guns. This shit ain't innovative. This shit ain't no.
Well, there's Mario Kart on Halo.
Yeah.
A lot of those.
I remember when y'all did somebody did that video. That shit was funny.
It's a mode. And if you go into Fords, you can play soccer cars with the what you call it with the Halo cars. That's the difference between Halo 5, Halo, and all the rest of the games. To make anything, you can play Pac-Man in Fords.
Yeah. How about golf?
Play battle golf, bro.
Yeah,
battle golf was crazy, right? That shit was crazy. I never thought in a million years I'd be playing golf on a console.
On Halo, as a matter of fact, yo. That was a shooter.
I gotta find that one. I played it. I forgot the name of it.
Remember, we even got Mario Kart up in Halo, yo.
Yeah.
Well, and then
except this Mario Kart, they actually got guns.
What's the other one? Ender Game. I want that. I'm trying to find that in Forza. I can't find it. I had read an article and I got it in one game. That was incredible. Game is when they was in space and they was learning how to shoot each other and all that. You get to play that on Halo. This is in Forza. This is where the community is actually giving back to this community, and they making. I don't see nothing over there for Sony. Nobody doing
all these games, yo.
That's right.
Nah, man. Like I said about Killzone, that shit died in 2013. Know what I'm saying? That shit is dead, yo.
Hey,
all right, which is sad.
Innovative about Microsoft. If y'all notice on TV, y'all see all the time they talk about Google with I think it's Alexis, they little home thing that you could talk to, and then give it commands and stuff like that. It's pretty much the same technology that we had in the Kinect. But when the Kinect was coming out, ain't nobody wanted it. It was all bad.
That's right.
But now since Google got their own little touch thing that could hear you anywhere in your house, everybody out jibby about it.
Yeah, they Kinect. Yeah, they were scared of that shit, weren't they?
Yeah.
Oh, it's fine.
Triple Cup.
Is that narrative that's put out by fake journalists? Know what I'm saying?
Right.
Fucking basically Sony fanboys.
shout out to E-Rock because he was saying it. He said in his last video about Kinect being dead, but it's still innovated. Yeah, I did a video myself too on my thoughts on it, but he said how he went to his friend's house, right? He said, "Oh, check this out," or his boss or his business partner, whatever it was, and he said to come over. He said that he started saying, "Oh yeah, Siri, do this, do that," and that was what started because of Kinect, because that type of style of giving commands to do things, and everybody else is using tech in different ways, but yet Kinect got so much hate, and if it wasn't for Kinect actually bringing that to the table the way they did, it would have never been branched out or even tried. They're even doing anything on the new Apple phone, right, or something like that.
Dude, man, I don't know about you guys, but I used to come out my
Everybody
bedroom
got
when the
Alexa.
Xbox One was launched. I used to come out my bedroom, all right, pass in the kitchen and be like, "Yo, Xbox on," before I even get to the family room. All right? And that motherfucker would be already booted up, the TV on and everything by the time I get into the family room, bro.
Damn right. Yeah, that's right.
And then people understand. People be using the 360 Kinect and the new Xbox One X Kinect.
Yeah.
People didn't use it in medical, architects.
Yes.
It's one of the best techs.
Yes.
You can't put the tech down for nothing.
Wow.
Oh, it is used. People, instead of CAT scans, they're using the Kinect as a CAT scan.
That's
And it's
right.
Are they using the dildos for anything or?
Oh no, nobody using that shit. Ain't nobody motherfucker happy.
Yeah, they repurposed
you
them
have-
for VR.
How you happy using man, you over there playing with it. Man, I want to see a person don't know nothing. I want to see somebody they never saw using the dildos. with that
How about the
motherfucking
most
plug thing.
innovative dance game ever made, yo? Dance Central, yo.
Yeah,
No other game has ever touched that fucking game. That's another place where Microsoft was
And they're
trendsetting.
still making games.
That's right. Even Connectimals. Connectimals.
That's another one,
Virtual
man.
pet.
I was like, that's some next level shit, yo.
And I
It's
think
like
after
over
wasn't
here.
it? Oh wait. Which one did it first? Was it Connectimals or was it Nintendogs? Which one did it first?
Nintendogs is first.
No, Nintendo.
It was
though.
first,
That was
right?
out first, yeah.
Okay.
But
Okay.
Connectimals took it to that
Microsoft
next
kinda
level, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? It wasn't copy
Right,
paste
that's what I was
from
saying.
Nintendogs.
Right.
And
Nintendogs is
check
dope,
this out.
That's a dope ass thing.
What was that? What was that?
Because PlayStation
Wii
All
Sport-
Stars, that was copy
Wii
paste.
Sport? Remember that was Wii Sports? When you played bowling for the first time?
Yes.
You were playing
yes.
both sides.
Oh, yeah.
When they
Yes.
came out with Kinect Sports, that took that what 10 times. My dad was never no super gamer at all. He will sit
Yeah,
in his damn
grandmothers playing that shit,
living
yo.
room
Yeah,
in the
man,
living room.
grandmas
You
were
feel like
never
you're
the
doing
same.
real.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
but
the
when you
old
did
folks
Kinect,
homes
when
and
you
shit,
did Wii
man,
Sport,
they had Kinects.
I'll put it this way: my son and my dad will go for hours. My son now to beat me at Kinect Sports right now with his left hand, he's right-handed.
Right. And they didn't need the control. He just did it with the motion.
No control, because most of the time, you know what I'm saying? Because I ain't gonna lie, play Tiger Hoods on the Wii.
Right.
I'm saying,
Okay.
man, you have
Even
to close
this
the curtain
generation with the
down.
Kinect. Look at Blue Estate. That shit plays like crap with a fucking controller.
Yeah,
With the
yeah.
Kinect, that shit is
It
glorious,
actually works,
bro.
right? That's what I heard. I heard that from
Dude, man,
you
I
and
be up in there
Sherman.
fucking switching mags, switching to the shotgun and shit.
That's what I
Bow,
heard.
ducking.
Yeah,
that
man, I
shit
wanna
is
try
dope,
that
man.
shit.
And what was that other game? I forgot. I think you're going into time or something. I got you have to throw your hands up.
Oh,
Yeah,
D4?
D4
Oh,
working
that's
real
some other
good.
shit, yo, man. Especially when that cat girl starts attacking you and shit, you start fucking swinging back at it. Yo, that shit is on some other
Then they
shit.
say
yo.
you gotta yell at the TV.
Yep.
Move your hey. They had
Even look at what they did, little innovations for games like Dead Rising 3. Where you could whisper, yo, psst, over here, and the zombies will all turn around and shit and come at your ass, yo. Or fucking when they jump on you and shit, you push the controller forward and you basically pushing the zombies off of you.
Right.
I was like, what? I was like,
What were you
that's
saying?
some dope shit, yo.
What were you
Oh,
saying? No,
but
Triple was gonna say something.
But what you call it did that? It was an innovative when PlayStation did that, pushing motherfuckers off. What game was that? What was that? One of them games they was pushing. I said, "Man, that shit ain't innovative. We've been doing that shit for years."
Hey, there's something a lot of people don't.
That's how you know they
something a
fake
lot of people
gamers,
don't
bro.
know. Hey, on Battlefield, when you play
Yeah.
Battlefield,
Yeah.
if you get behind the counter, if you got to connect, you can actually lean your body to the side.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yes.
Oh shit, yo! Wow.
Around the counter.
Yeah, he's right. He's
without-
right.
yeah.
He's right. Same thing like Alien Isolation, dude. I still think that's one of the coolest features. Like when you hide in the locker room,
Oh yeah.
you cannot breathe or talk because if you do it, the alien will hear you and kill you every time. It really gives you that incentive. I'm not even joking. Straight up. And by the way,
what about the touchpad though, man? The touchpad's better.
Man, that shit's so dead.
A little secret about Alien Isolation.
Do Ubisoft use that shit?
Go ahead.
Do Ubisoft use it? Because I remember that was when I think that was what Far Cry 3 came out, and they used that. They was, oh man, you can scroll up the map with the touchpad on the PlayStation.
Any other games?
Like
yeah, Watch Dogs. Nobody uses that shit, man.
Like motherfucker, I can hit select and look at the map myself.
Right.
Why I need to use this?
Or even a bone, even for Forza Horizon 2, when you have this the mapping thing on, like when you tell her, you tell her, hey, you tell her, Anna, tell me where to go next, and she'll tell you exactly what you got to do. For people that get lost or get overwhelmed with the map, that's a good way of not getting confused, because she'll tell you exactly what's your next event and what you got to do next. All you got to tell her, Anna, what's my next race, and then it tells you where to go.
And that's built into the game.
Right. That's what I said. It's a really dope.
No Kinect.
There's a lot of Kinect features built into so many games. People just don't know. For example, Tomb Raider, the definitive edition. Yes. I used to grab the artifacts with my hand and rotate the motherfuckers to find out the clues. Oh shit, yo, this shit is dope.
Right. On the order, you got to do it with the analog stick. On Kinect, you can just do it with the hands, but it's not innovative,
I'm telling you, man, these people want some shit, yo. I even showed my cousin Blue Estate and shit, and he was tripping. Because at first I was playing it with a controller, and I was like, you know what? I heard that you could play the Kinect with this. He's like, really? He said, boot that shit up. See how that shit plays. Dude, man, I was flying through the levels and shit with the Kinect. I was like, damn, the controls for fucking console fucking suck, man. Like gamepad, they fucking suck for Blue Estate. That's a straight up Kinect game, people. Okay. I mean, you could duck, switch different weapons, pull out the gauge. I mean, oh my gosh. I was getting so many headshots, it was ridiculous, yo. It's next level shit.
Yeah, like
matter of fact, let's keep talking about that next level shit. Let's go segue into the next thing I wanted to talk about and shit. There was a leak. All right. It could be bullshit, but let's go by the assumption that is true. You know what I'm saying? Let's go by the assumption that is true. And this is all speculation, people, anyway. All right, but according to this leak, supposedly they're working on a Fable 4. All right. It's being done by some UK-based studio in the UK. Supposedly Microsoft is also working on Perfect Dark. All right. It's a third-person action adventure game, which is being co-developed by the Coalition. And Forza Horizon 4 is going to be set in Japan. So what are your thoughts on this? Let's start with you, 100. What are your thoughts on this?
Oh, man. I think it's too early to, we already know it's probably going to be.
Oh, and they also said a mech game, that they was working on a mech game. So I assumed it was Mech Assault.
It probably is Mech Assault. But, I'm like, damn, what's today? The 7th of the new year. I'm kind of like, I want to see, it's interesting we talking about it and everything, but I really want to see shit in action. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? When we hear all these rumors, that's like you go to the strip club and you getting teased and you go home, you don't get no sway-so. You can't get no pie. That's to me. That's what this shit is. That's why I don't go to strip clubs, because I don't want to be teased. Shit. That's why I stay away from I try to stay away from rumors, because if you're getting teased, because you really want to see something.
Yeah, you terrible.
They talked now. I will agree with when Aaron and Shannon came out. I guess I don't know if it was yesterday. Can't quote me on the shit, because I don't sit on interweb like that. I play games and I say names. You know what I'm saying? And then them came out and say, yeah, people tripping off about man, your brain going too fast. Crackdown 3. It was like, oh yeah, it's still stated coming out. Yeah, it's coming. Now I'm happy for that. I want to see now. If you tell me about some State of Decay, I already know about Sea of Thieves, and I'm the only person that get drunk. You know what? They took my saying, man. I should have copyrighted that shit. I got everybody saying that shit now. I'm getting to get drunk on the boat and on the I'm like, copyrighted that shit. I hear that shit a whole bunch of times.
To be honest, Andre, that's because everybody's expecting a bad news like they did last year. Well, Scalebound got canceled. That's all it is. People want.
Yeah, did it cancel in January? Every January, it's like some bad news.
And you know what is people gotta understand? Microsoft, Aaron did say we got some hits coming. We got some exclusive shit coming out. But I'd rather wait for E3. I guess I'm old school. I don't need to. You don't need to see me no super CGI trailer. Now if it's a third party, that's cool. You know how they did Dragon Ball, and Dragon Ball came out 6 months, really like 5 to 6 months. It's coming out the end of this month before the game came out. That's different. They already had it ready. Like how they did they doing Soul Calibur. That's something doing. It's coming out. But I don't want to see no shit. When you sitting there talking about Detroit, ain't got no motherfucking release date. I give these bastards I give them Gears of War. You know what I'm saying? The baby simulator. That's what they calling it. You know, you praying for Spider-Man. You know, they're praying for these games because what? They put everything out on the platter. But when you do PlayStation Experience, don't you want to throw some release dates out? What Microsoft do? You saw at the Game Awards, release date. We got a release date for our game. And we're going to have an open beta for everybody.
Yeah, all those come out before next E3.
Yeah, but you don't know what this shit come out. Yeah, but I got Detroit. Detroit should come out because that motherfucker ain't nothing but a $60 motherfucking Tales game.
Yep.
That's what it is.
Heba pointed something crazy about that out. Heba, what you say about Detroit that you told me the other day?
Which part, Papito? Refresh my memory. I'm sorry.
That it was pretty much in development since what, 2011?
Oh yeah, it's been in development for I think 8 years, something like that, since the beginning, since they showed that demo of the girl.
Yeah. What was that called? That demo with the girl?
I forgot. The guy said the script is 3,000. His script is 3,000 pages long. Shit is ridiculous.
Wow.
So you done made a movie, and it took your ass 8 years to make a motherfucking movie.
That's because he can't get a job in Hollywood. That's why.
Yeah, so it better be good. And to me, it might be a ripoff of the Will Smith movie. Shit. You know what I'm saying? Shit. I don't know. The thing about it is it could be interesting, but is that a six? Are your consumers gonna buy that shit? No. Did they buy really Heavy Rain? No. Now you got the people that do good, but they don't.
All their games flop like that, even until Dawn and Beyond. They just make them because I don't think they cost a lot to make. It's just you write the script and then you get the actors to act it out and then you put the props. That's it.
You know what I'm gonna do, guys? I'm gonna pull a pony right now. I'm gonna wait for it to go on PS Now. I'm gonna wait for it to be on PS Now.
Oh, you savage.
Good shit, yo.
You gonna get the compressed version, huh?
No, I'm gonna get the free version. I'm gonna get a free trial. I'm gonna get a free trial to beat this shit.
You get it compressed.
So J-Law, since you're talking right now, let us know. What are your thoughts as far as those leaks and shit, man? Do you think there's any validity there? Or if they are true, let's go by assumption that they're true. What do you think about those games actually coming back?
Yeah, I do think that there's validity because an ex-Lionhead developer actually said this. You know, he actually said that it's an interesting choice. So this seems like he's almost certain. He's pretty certain, and you know, people in the industry are in the know. They know what was people at Sony know what's going on at Microsoft. People at Microsoft know what's going on at Sony and Nintendo. So I think that's true. And you know, Phil ain't just gonna Phil listens. Phil's been listening and. Didn't you do a survey for MechAssault as well that you signed out?
Yeah, I did a survey about a year and a half back, almost 2 years. They was asking certain people and whatnot in the gaming community what types of games would we like to see come out as exclusives again. You know, I voted for MechAssault first of all. Yeah, dude.
So yeah, exactly. We got that. The Perfect Dark thing that's been floating around for years, and who knows? Maybe if it wasn't true back then, maybe they listened.
Or maybe it was true since back then, but it just wasn't going to be ready until now.
Exactly, it wasn't ready until now because look at what happened last E3. And there's another thing that trips me out, right? If history is anything to go by, last E3, all the games that they showed would be coming out within the next 12 months. Wouldn't it be a trip? All these games actually get revealed this E3, and they come out within the next 12 months.
Right.
Dude, this year for Xbox, or this almost 2 years now, since I guess from summer of last year till now, or to the end of this year, it might be something incredibly phenomenal because what does Sony have that might come out this year? Spider-Man might come out, and God of War. What else is there?
Not 3.
Oh, NAC 3. Oh, yeah. They could phone that shit in. Definitely. That shit will only take like 6 months to do anyway.
Yeah.
So come on.
What's that sandbag? What's up? That puppy game with the sandbag, the fake ass.
You talking about
sandbag? That motherfucker with the sandbag.
Little Big Planet, Little Big,
yeah,
Little Big,
it's gonna be Little Big Planet.
Oh, you mean
they got Job Simulator and Vacation Simulator coming out.
Oh yeah, they do. They got vacation simulators. Yep. True that.
Yep. I pissed on littlegirls.com simulator.
Oh Jesus.
Wow. Well, yo, Heba, what are your thoughts, man, about the if these types of games will come back? What are your thoughts on it?
Honestly, I really think Microsoft has been, you know how when you have somebody in school that you keep picking on and picking on and picking on, and then when he's had it, he blows the fuck up and you find out he's the wrong dude to mess with and don't play around.
Yep.
He'll hurt you. I think Microsoft is ready to do that. And I have a big feeling that a lot of these leaks are controlled leaks. I think Microsoft is just trying to set up momentum because, we're talking about it right now and it's only January the 7th, like Mr. 100 so eloquently put. But E3 comes fast. And I have a big feeling that they're going to try to build up momentum and you're going to because that's what happened last year. And you know what else gives me there's 3 things that give me the impression that this holds a lot of weight and a lot of validity, like you just said, Collider. One, the guy who put out the leaks, he was like 90% right with the leaks he gave out, I think last year and the year before.
Yeah. Yep.
Number one.
Last E3, 90%.
Number 2, like Jay Long said, the one dude that said interesting choice is an ex-Lionheads developer, right? And then after he said this, he put down all the tweets he put up. Okay? Right after he said this. And then 3, there was some type of tweet that Aaron did that had like a banner in the back saying sequels or Xbox exclusives. And I believe on it had things like Perfect Dark, The Horizon in Japan. And I don't know if he realized it or if he noticed it. And once somebody noticed it and questioned him on it, he took it down and he completely changed it. Okay. So that gives me to believe that they want you to think that, oh shit, we accidentally did that. No, that's nothing. That's nothing. But in reality, it was done on purpose, deliberate, to build up hype because Microsoft and Phil are in a different position. The Xbox division is now being taken seriously, and that's why Nadala gave him that promotion because they see, Nadala himself said it, Xbox ain't going nowhere.
They see the sales. They see the digital sales. They see what they've been doing as trend setting.
He was the one who said we're double downing, I think, or double upping.
Yeah, we're going to double down.
Money that we're going to put up on the Xbox division. He said it himself, okay, because they see something. They see the profits. And I really do think with that comment being said, which they already stated and formatted it to cement that is true, the purse is open right now. And that is, I believe, very true that they're doing it to buy exclusives, to open new divisions, to build new studios and build new IPs from new IPs and existing old classics for nostalgia because they need to do it because they know it's working for Sony, so they're going to give it a try as well. Plus, Voodoo Vince, I don't think did very bad for them. I think it did fairly well.
Man, I'll put this way. Microsoft has expectations for the games. Trust me. They know what to back and what not to back. They're not about to be $1 trillion company for no reason. They know who to buy, who not to buy. Trust me, they punch numbers.
That's right. That's right.
People just to buy people. If I can ball you, I'll pay to ball you. I don't need to own you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And if y'all want to go streets, it's going to go on the streets. What you do? The fuck you pay for her to leave.
That's right.
Look, they do something wrong. They play bad enough games was they hooked.
People. Right.
They fucked her. And then what they did, they paid for the leave. So when you break off ties, you're gone.
People think they paying to get fucked. No, you paid them to leave.
And then she got to pay me your money back because she didn't sit there and say she was gonna spend a week with you.
That's right.
She didn't tell you what she was gonna deliver. She didn't deliver her goods. So you need to bring back some of my goods. You know what I'm saying? But then when you get into that corporate world, crazy corporate world, you don't bash them because they might want to come back and then say, you know what, we'll do it for 1/3 of the price. We will make sure we take care of you. You know, but think about this: Platinum is showing little. When I was talking about racism.
Do
some shit for the fucking Nintendo Switch.
That's right. That's right. Well, 100.
You can go.
Think about this too. Why the hell will Microsoft continue to repatent, right, if you will, the IPs for Quantum, Scalebound, and Fable, if they have no intentions to use them?
You have to do it. No, because you know what? I can't lie. I got to go tell the truth. You know what I'm saying? My old lady got a company. I got to repatent. I got to rebuy the shit there because you don't want nobody to take the name. You have to.
That's right. Yeah. But in the case of gaming,
do it.
It's for a reason. They're not going to do that for no reason.
No, you don't. No, you have to keep it because if that's your own, you want to keep it. If you even want to bring it back,
somebody could take it.
Nobody.
So if you ever think of bringing it back years later, you won't be able to. Look what happened to Killer Instinct. Killer Instinct, they almost didn't come out because 20th Century Fox had a game show.
But
so it's kind of,
if we've seen from the history of Microsoft, they've always done something most of the time with all the stuff they have.
Oh no, definitely.
Like they didn't do nothing with Alan Wake. They don't own the IP. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They didn't do nothing with Ninja Blade because they don't own the IP. They didn't do nothing with things like what was the other one that they had, like Jade Empire or KOTOR, because they don't own the IP. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or even Panzer Dragoon Ortha, they don't own the IP. You know, so that's why I think they didn't do it with things like that. But you know. That Mechasol more than likely will happen because people have been asking for it. And even Phil said, I would love to go back to it. Same way he said he would love to go back to a new Crimson Sky, which would that be dope. If you could play a Crimson Sky with the air combats of the original and then add the formula of like Gears and Uncharted or Tomb Raider into the mix as well, that shit would
that is the original Nathan Drake right there.
That's right. His name was
Nathan. He looks Zachary. Just like Nathan Drake, dude.
His name is Nathan Zachary. He's got two first names.
Mm-hmm. And now, if I could talk to Killer Phil right now, because I had chances to talk to Killer Phil, I ain't talked to him because what I'm saying, I'm always getting loaded and I'm pimp. But no, they own that shit. I didn't know 505 Games did. You know what 505 Game, and I play it damn near once a week. Prominence Poker.
Okay. The same ones involved with Marlo Briggs, right?
They made Marlo Briggs. I said 505. That looked familiar, and I just happened to throw it on poker with Lady Empress with my ass that night. Took $1 million from me.
Shout out.
Just to be a thing though, 505 Games is the publisher. Right. The developer is Microsoft Game Studios.
Yeah.
So they own it. Microsoft. We need you got Black Panther finna come out in a couple of weeks, in a month. That could be your Black Panther. No other console has a minority. I don't give a. You know what I'm saying? That's like the star. You know what I'm saying? Try to do it Halo 5.
Last of Us kills all the minorities. All the black people died.
You're right, Dan. You're right.
Even the black woman trying to save the world gets killed.
That's right.
By the main character.
Wow.
You gotta get no credit.
But Marlo Briggs, y'all didn't play that shit. That game is like a God of War. He talked to me about it. Megan was talking. I think I'm at close to the end. But that game,
than I am, man.
That game had that was a straight up arcade game. If I can go into my repertoire of game, because people don't know who that game is, you can make that game as a straight up reboot like they did Tomb Raider.
That's right.
Yeah,
you can get a third.
What makes me mad, 100, to add to what you're saying, is that people make fun of, who wants to play Super Lucky Steals? Who wants to play Marlo Briggs? But yet they want to say, Persona 5 is amazing. Oh my God. Did you try out Journey? Journey was the shit.
Yeah.
But he bought too, you know.
But you had quote unquote prominent YouTubers. Yeah.
What was that? 100?
But you had prominent YouTubers.
Right.
YouTubers out here. That a lot of people that respect, when they saw Games for Gold and saw Marlo Briggs, and what they say, what the fuck is Marlo Briggs?
Yeah,
the fuck is that? They shitted on it, but they know what the fuck the MPD was. They crying over no Xbox with the MPD.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Well, Microsoft ain't doing this, but why you didn't take the time out and say, what is Marlo Briggs?
That's right. And
let me see what it is. You know what I'm saying? Let me see what it is. But they didn't do it.
Yes, right.
And I felt like as a content creative, shit talking ass YouTuber, I almost gonna show everybody that shit. And I had a lot of people like, man, that game is fun. And I didn't know nothing about it.
Yeah.
Play the arcade game. That's why I say it's racism in gaming, because if that was a white boy on that motherfucker and he was doing Nathan Drake, he was doing God of War shit, the motherfucker would sit there. Hey, this is a hidden gem.
Well, they didn't like Prototype 2. And Prototype 2 shits on Prototype 1. Shits on, and it's a black guy that's the protagonist.
Matter of fact, that's the boss from the one. That's the colonel from part 1.
Oh my God!
Yes, indeed.
Every time, look at Prey. Prey had an Indian.
That's right.
Prey had a straight up Indian.
Yeah, nobody talked about Prey, yo.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And the new one has an Asian and no one talks about it.
Yeah.
You don't hear nothing. But see, it's not. That's why I say it's still racism out there. And we just talking about in gaming in general. We already know the police want to kick our ass, but damn, we're gonna get our ass kicked.
Look at Starhawk. Wasn't Starhawk the main protagonist black?
Yeah.
Nobody talked about Starhawk last generation at all.
Hey, speaking of Starhawk, I didn't even know you had to pay for the damn story mode on PS3. My son showed
Yeah, you do. They released it without the story mode, Joe. Like they sold you the game for 60. Then it's like, oh, now you need to pay for the story.
Wait. So Sony is innovative. Sony did innovate something.
Got pay for more games.
Innovative incomplete games, yeah.
Transactions to the fullest.
Wow.
Yeah, my son pointed out.
Man.
I didn't even know that.
Hey, wait, right quick, man. Look, check this out, man. I had fun out here rocking with y'all.
Yeah, I know you got to hit that bed.
I got to get it in for the morning. But man, I was enjoying myself, laughing my ass out with y'all. But yeah.
Well, let's see what you have to say though, because
say what you got to say.
You feel about the leaks?
Let people know where they can reach you at.
Okay, well, I just run it right quick about the leaks right fast. But what I see, I'm a person that I don't want to know what's going on until E3. But I like to speculate about what I want to, what I would like, and what I want to see. So you know, I said I love this type of stuff. All is like how we was told the Xbox One X price a minute before they went live. I hate that, but you know what I'm saying. Speculate. I love this. You know what I'm saying. Just talking about what we like to see and what we think. So my opinion about it is with Fable Legend, I think there's a strong possibility it's Fable Legend. But then I was looking at it. Fable 4 or Fable Reboot or whatever. It's gonna be a Fable. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I'm really seeing it. And the other thing I noticed too, people ain't think about it like this here. Playground Games, they had announced that they was going to work on a role-playing game. So when they said
I forgot about that. He pointed it out yesterday, J-Lo.
Look, check this out. There's 2 options of this here too. They could either be working on a Fable or they could be working on Scalebound, because right around that same time when they was announcing they was going to be working on that type of game, that's when Microsoft canceled, cut off the whole thing with Platinum Studio with the Scalebound. So it could be possible that they took those assets and gave them to Playground Games, so Playground could actually work on the game, because you know they good when it come to like how they doing with the Forza. They're using the assets from Turn 10 and they're making their own game with it. So, you know what I'm saying? That might be their little stitch right there where they can take
they're up and coming studio too.
Right. They can take the accesses from Scalebound and actually just bring a whole different game. But you know what I'm saying? We're using those assets and then we can get out in a pretty decent time. Sometime maybe the end of this year or next year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You onto something there,
you
man.
just blew my mind, bro. Fuck.
Yeah, shit. That was my thoughts.
You have any favorites of the leaks that you want to see come true or no?
I mean, all of them I'm pretty excited about. You know what I'm saying? If overall, I would have to go with Joanna Dart. You know what I'm saying? I would like to see her come do something. You know what I'm saying? / Tomb Raider / 007 type
with
game.
sci-fi.
Yeah, but sci-fi. Yeah, I'm with it. But yeah, that'd be one of my favorite ones to check out, because you know, so I used to love Joanna Dart back on the Nintendo 64 days. Ever since then, you know, that was one of my favorite games.
Plus, it would be different because all the other ones were like first person. If they do it third person,
exactly,
with the option of first person as well, that'd be dope also.
Yeah, I mean, I take it in the third person because Xbox don't really have that many third person, so that'll just be like, you know,
exactly
something to, open up the playbook a little bit for us gamers.
And Coalition helping them would make almost 100% sense.
Definitely. Plus, they have a game that they could pull from. Remember that Shang Heist?
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
Right.
Unless they merge that and turn it into the Joanna.
Yeah, they could repurpose a lot of those assets into a Joanna Dark game, bro.
Supposedly they were real far into the development of that game too. That was the word.
Like 80% from the rumors.
Right. So we could be getting a whole bunch of games dropping. We thought we had got a lot of they announced a lot of games at E3 last year. Just imagine how many they could probably announce big AAA blockbuster hard hitters too.
Hey, Triple Cup, you know what else I think too? Real quick before you leave. It was like what Jay was saying. I have a feeling, and this is just me, a hunch, okay, obviously, that a lot of games were supposed to be coming out last year, but they deliberately pushed them to release them as a surprise for this year to use and utilize the full potential of the X because it was already out and the dev kits were a lot more mature. That's what I have a feeling that they did. And that's why people, when they would say, oh, yeah, I don't have no games, they kind of took it and brushed it off, kind of laughed about it because they knew what they were doing behind the scenes. That's what I think.
Remember, Shannon Loftus said we're working on like 17 to 18 games right now.
Yeah.
Remember that they quit asking her? She was like, we're working on like 17 to 18 games, people.
Well, what you said too, Aaron Greenberg, when that guy told him, oh, wow, we should concentrate on making more AAA, he says, oh, we got a lot of them coming. That's what he said. That was a straight quote. We got a lot of them coming. What does that say? You're not going to say that if there's nothing behind that to hold weight or water, you know?
Yeah. Definitely. Well, anyway, Triple Cup, yo, it was nice having you on the show. Let people know where they can reach you at, bro.
Yeah, appreciate you having me on here, man. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy myself. You know what I'm saying? Oh, y'all my family, man. We gang together. We talk shit together. You know, it's a good time. Everybody been in the live chat. Y'all know, fuck with me. You know, we always have a good time. You can find me on Twitter, Xbox, YouTube, Triple Cup Chuck, or Triple Cup, one word, then Chuck. You know what I'm saying? Wednesday got the Vibration podcast, the Marvel DC. We talk about some video games too. I mean, it be going hard. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have fun this week here too. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a good times and good things and stuff like that.
Subscribe. That's right.
And subscribe to all of us. Subscribe to me. Subscribe to the channel. Support real gamers that talk about real shit. Not that digital Foundry shit. and that was my cross I threw today. But man,
I like that you say.
Let me go ahead and get up out of here, man. Y'all be cool, man. Y'all keep it on up, man. I'm gonna finish watching it while I'm getting myself together for work call in the morning. You know how it is. You got to work the back.
You know how it is. Triple Cup.
Well, yo, people out those leaks. You was gonna say something, Triple Cup?
Nah, I'll just say, all right, man. I'm gonna holler at y'all later. Let me get up out of here.
Have a good night, Triple Cup.
All right,
man. Good night, bro.
Right.
All right, people. So as far as them leaks, the thing that got me the most excited, all right, because they even talked about, that there was going to be another mode in Halo where they're up in the play count. So I just thought Battlefront Halo. That's the only thing that came to mind. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, oh, well, now there's going to be a 4-man co-op campaign for Crackdown 3. I was like, well, no, I'm saying it's a given. You know what I'm saying, we're spoiled as gamers because we expect that from Microsoft already. You know what I'm saying? They know what we want. But the shit that got me the most excited is Perfect Dark, yo. Perfect Dark in the third person, man. I remember I was in a party with Phil and that person who shall not be named on this podcast a couple of years back. You know what I'm saying? And it was ridiculous because I had brought up Joanna Dark to him. I was like, yo, you should really do another Perfect Dark. And then he's like, you think so? I was like, yeah, but in the third person. And I explained my reasons why. I was like, dude, you got first person on lock with Halo. You know what I'm saying? But what you really lacking in your library is third-person action-adventure games. So wouldn't it be a trip, you know what I'm saying, to bring a classic character like this from back in the day, from Nintendo days, you know what I'm saying, like Joanna Dark, and make it a third-person action-adventure game. You know what I'm saying? And then what got me more excited is finding out that it's being co-developed by the Coalition. I was like, wow, the Coalition is becoming Sony Santa Monica overnight. I mean, they're helping out the guys from PUBG, Bluehole, right? In order to fucking make the game and whatnot before it gets out of the game preview. And now supposedly they're working on this Joanna Dark game. Dude, that shit from Shanghai came to mind quick as hell. I was like, of course, they can repurpose all those assets that they was using on that game. All right? And they could go a whole new path. I mean, that Joanna Dark game, that shit would make my year. It would make my fucking year. They come out with a Joanna Dark game, man. That fucking, I don't give a fuck what they come out with on PlayStation. I was like, I give a fuck. We got Quantum Break, we got Alan Wake, we got Joanna Dark, and those are just some of the single player based games, bro.
Right.
Because we also got RTSs. We also got fucking gambling games. What's that Fable Fortune shit?
Well, you know my guilty pleasure, man. I just wanted to bring back Otagi and Ninja Blade, man. I'll be happy I'm a motherfucker. I can't wait. I wish so badly.
I know, but see, Ninja Blade, that shit was a trip. I can't say it's the same thing as, let's say, Ninja Gaiden. It's two different things. They're two totally different beasts. Definitely. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But y'all saw that Team Ninja announced that they're no longer working on Dead or Alive 5, right?
Oh, are they? That's what they said?
Yeah, dude. They said that shit 2 weeks ago. They're no longer working on DOA. You know what I'm saying? That they're going to stop the tournaments and whatnot, but they will be back in the future. And I'm just thinking about the leaks, you know what I'm saying, from last year, the rumors about Ninja Gaiden 3. So I was like, wow, could they be doubling down on Ninja Gaiden 3 production?
Right. It would be 4.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, dude, that shit just blew my fucking mind. I was like, wow, I'm really excited for this E3, people. Y'all don't know.
Right. Because there's a lot of, the sky's the limit. Everything's out the hat. All the other bullshit, like the hardware and the refurb, the repurposing of the brand and, the console itself, everything's done. Now it's about the games. What are we going to see? What they're going to do? What's the next move,
Exactly.
Because, look, man, Bill, I don't know if he listens to our podcast or even runs into it or anybody that knows him, but a perfect candidate that can make something powerful for them in that action-adventure genre would be Valhalla Games, which I've said before, Tomonobu Itagaki's team, which they're all located now in Canada. And those guys know how to make action games. Okay, if they got the right purse, the right budget, and the right push, market wise, and support from a brand like Microsoft, the sky's the limit. They can make a dope ass action game, and they already turned them down originally for Devil's Third when obviously running the show was Don Matrix, and they went to the Wii, and even though it's not greatly praised, but it's actually a really good game, very underrated. They had a lot of potential. Jay tried it out, but they could make a nice action adventure game. They could actually even make, a new Ninja Blade for them if they own the IP, or even something like Ninja Gaiden for them if they own the IP, obviously as well. So something to that nature or in that vein. You know what I mean? So yeah, I really wish they reached out to him because he likes Microsoft. He always did, and he's a good guy. He knows what he's doing, So he would be his team probably do a nice piece of work as far as an action platform game or action adventure for the X or the Xbox ecosystem in general. Period. It'd be nice if you reach out to them because they're Canadian now. They're not tied into no Japanese rules or anything like that either. You know what I mean?
Well, Zaire has him on Facebook, so see if you can hit him up.
Oh shit!
Yeah, right.
You talking about?
You
talking about? Oh, okay, my man with the space, the one that didn't.
Zaire really has him on Facebook, man. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah, with Ninja Gaiden, yeah. I mean, shoot, yeah, get him out of hiatus, shit, money.
Well, he owns Valhalla Games. That's you know what I mean. They're not doing anything right now, as far as I know. And they're in Canada, so they could definitely do something for Xbox.
Good old Canada.
Yeah.
That's
Canada.
That's what's up. Well, guys, I want to call the show because I need to do some stuff. But say your final thoughts, Joe, and then sign off. Unless y'all want to keep on, because I need to do something. I need to take this call.
Oh no, I feel we can get on. It's been a while. Shoot.
Yeah.
It's kind of late on y'all.
Yeah, you can reach me on Twitter, YouTube, JLong908. Catch me here. Catch me on Kano's podcast.
Nice.
And yeah, man. That's where you can reach me.
All right, that's what's up, yo. Let people know where they can reach you at.
Well, obviously, I'm glad to be back home. The direct is our home, my home, and we're back in full effect. I hope that this year be a good year for us, that we blow up and do a lot of good things and maybe make some big moves to get more exposure, because I think everyone here, I don't think I know, everyone here deserves it, so that we could be motivated to do more content, obviously, and push forward so that we can be those, savage or hold no punches type of gamers on the YouTube streets, because a lot of them like to, kind of be too cordial or not really call out the bull crap, but we don't do that obviously. But I really hope that it's just glad to be home. I'm glad to be back. This is my home, and I'm glad and proud to say that. And yeah, shout outs to the Intro Media Gaming, obviously, with all the bands of brothers over there, with my boy 100 that's here, part of this show as well. That's always opened up the doors for me and for a lot of us. Always looking out for everybody in the community, even though nobody gives him that respect, but he deserves a lot more. But I don't think he gives a fuck anyway. And all the fellas over there, like Lady Infamous, obviously Miss DeLeon, Infinite Beam and stuff. And to the World of Xbox, the gaming group that I'm part of. Well, actually, the Infinite Rooms of DX Mansion, good Facebook group. I encourage you guys to come and join as long as you know trolls. If you're more than welcome, because it's all Xbox strong and it's really a good place. It's a good place to talk without having any hate on Xbox. We just talk about Xbox and have fun with it. Want to troll on Xbox. And obviously the Microbox of X podcast, which is my second podcast home as well, with my brothers in the UK, with Andy Mack, Del Poy, Stephen Blight, Shermanator, and obviously the infamous Microbots of X and E-Rock and Sega Forever, everybody else that haven't joined us here tonight, and Ghost Rider. I hope they're all well and doing well. Big things for 2018, and I hope for us, I hope we shine and we blow up, because I think we all deserve it. And those who come in and view us are going to realize that and going to see that. You're going to feel right at home with us. So thanks again, guys. Hopefully, till next week, I'll be here on time.
Definitely, man. That was a church sermon for you people on Sunday. Yo, Mr. Intermedia himself, hey, sign off and let people know where they can reach you.
Quick, man, go check out our new podcast at Joint Intermedia Gaming. It's the Smash Podcast with Knuckles, Nethers, Operations. If I miss whoever else is in it, go check it out. They talk about these. They do just like the Vibration Podcast. I'm gonna try to link them together to use each other, because they, it's different things other than gaming. Gaming broads off into DC, Marvel, and all type of stuff. So you guys check them out. I'll be broadcasting all that shit out tomorrow. Where, what I'm saying, Collider got to go, so let's go.
All right. For me, y'all can reach me at DirectX-the on Twitter, my YouTube channel, Kaleidoscope, and on Xbox, straight up just Kaleidoscope. You know what I'm saying? And I'm actually take this phone call. I'm actually call my daughter. So, there's a 40-year-old virgin about to call his daughter.
Oh, shit.
You know what I'm saying? So either way, though, it was a great podcast, people. We're going to keep it real this year. You know what I'm saying? And like I said at the beginning of the podcast, yo, we're going to grab the bull by the horns this year. We ain't playing.
That's right. Amen to that, brother.